There we go. We are live. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I have come in. We are live already. So, wow.
Nice. So
But why?
because hang on, I have to hit one. So at 4th level, you get to pick another spell, magical,
All the
From-
spells.
whatever the spell list is that they use. I think it's the wizard spell list.
What is the website again that you use?
I swear, Luna.
Maybe I saved it. Give me a second. I might have saved
Luna.
it. I might have.
If you
Oh, I
just go to-
totally did.
That's not what I wanted to send. Nope.
Ah,
Shush.
that's a stew. I think I found it.
I want to stew.
Well, I have like the list of wizard spells. I think it should, but yeah, you just go through the wizard spell list, pick another 1st level spell, I believe. You need to roll for your HP if you haven't already.
I haven't done anything, so.
Roll for your HP.
What is. Sorry?
Go to your sheet where
Go
it
to my
says hit
sheet.
dice.
Yes.
Click hit
Hit.
dice.
Hit dice.
Look, you got 9. Damn, you got a good roll.
So I get to add that to my hit points?
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
That's 33. Yeah, math.
You can math.
And I
Hey.
think the only other thing you get besides picking a spell is you can either pick a feat or you can do an ability score improvement. I think that's all.
How do I pick?
I'm gonna link you to the feats page.
Filter. Aha! Wizard.
Yep.
Yes. And just.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I slept on and off from like 8 something in the morning to like 5 p.m. That was fun. I kept waking up and then like replying to like a singular message or two, and then I would just go right back to sleep.
I've just
I was like, I don't even care.
been dead all weekend.
That's fair. You know, I can tell that Basil has not linked our tokens to our sheets because none of their information is on the token.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun 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 dun. That's how I pronounce it.
That is alright.
got my foods. I'm all set to go.
Ah,
Ah!
Marty is silly.
Ooh,
That's
I want this one.
Bread. Oh my god. Are you sure it's the first level spell?
It says first level.
Okay,
It
just
says
check.
that it's a wizard spell.
Okay. I believe you, I'm just checking.
Are you all plotting?
No, she's leveling up.
I'm leveling up.
Okay.
Because I didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm not bad.
My level up was super easy, so.
I mean,
Yeah.
leveling up in general is pretty easy.
Yeah. Honestly, it's usually just comes down to like picking spells that gives me the biggest trouble, depending on the class.
There, I did it.
Okay, now you can either
Yay.
increase your ability scores, or like
Is my skills?
your scores, like strength, dexterity, etc., or you
Oh.
take a feat. And I DM'd you a list of feats before you asked for feats.
Shit! Look at you go. You're the
I know.
best.
I mean,
There are so many.
yeah, some of them you can't take because it's for like this race, or you know, you have to have this or something. This is what it says. So there you go.
I have a question, a very important
Yeah.
question. Why does
my
Grandolph
name?
look like a knockoff of Sephiroth?
Because Grandolph is a knockoff of Sephiroth.
Shh. We don't speak of this. Oh, I got a new cantrip. I'm excited. I also treat it out like one of my spells. I'm excited.
Alright, and going into the music, once again, we're using Spotify, so make sure that you set it on repeat.
Spoofy.
Never. It links me to a whole playlist again.
Yeah, I can't like, get it to not do that. That's why I always like try to remind you guys like to just set it on repeat.
I just want to make sure it's actually on the right song.
It should be
Nope.
Vermintide End Times.
Okay, there it goes. Last time it didn't do it either, but it's working this time.
Hooray!
Yay.
Adjust the volume.
We just need to get.
Marty, where the hell is she?
Where she be? She know he would
Recovering from a day of feeling bad in the shower, so she'll be right here.
Okay.
That's fair.
Like, yeah, for sure. Like, if we have to, like, cancel the night, it is what it is. But, like, I definitely thought, like, you know what? I've played enough D&D the past half a year to know that this combat is probably going to take the rest of the night, so let's just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
You underestimate our power.
I mean, remember the last time you guys were in combat?
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
We were a little unorganized, two people abandoned us. It's a sore subject.
We don't
That
talk about
time,
it.
it was
Vorton
real
lost
bad.
his physical form.
It's fine.
Vorton double died.
Yeah.
Also, does anyone currently have a diamond worth 50 gold they could sauce me for the...
No.
Damn it. I need it for a spell.
The feet's not on the thing?
What?
Oh
You have
no!
to- You just input them on like the little side of your features and traits.
Yeah.
Input it manually.
I don't want to input it manually.
Well,
Stop
that's
being a lazy bum.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What'd you choose?
I'm lucky.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, Lucky is a really good one. Like, monks especially almost always need, like, to take Lucky. Like, normally Monk, you just want to get the stat boosts, but Lucky is pretty universally agreed upon that that is a stupid great move.
I mean, the fact that you can just reroll shit up to 3 times a day. Yeah,
Mhm.
everyone needs that.
Whoops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I did it. I did the thing.
Yay, you did it.
Congrats, you done did the ding dang do.
You have leveled up. Just don't forget to keep track of those luck points somewhere.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have
I'll
the
do
little,
that.
you can add like a little class resource button. Sort of like crossbow bolts are.
You know what? This music is a little intense for this fight. I'm gonna
Oh,
find a
it's
different
so cold in here. Probably just because my hair is wet.
one. Here we go. This is less intense. Like, the more I listen to that, I'm like, this is a little too much.
Is it from the same soundtrack?
No.
No, it is from Dragon Age.
I mean, not soundtrack, playlist.
No, technically yes.
I know what I'm talking about. I slept a lot today, but I still just go to sleep.
Sleeping is pretty great.
Yeah. Dragon Age.
God, I miss when Dragon Age was like the shit. So many fond memories.
I never liked Dragon Age, so.
Leave right now.
Get out!
Yeah. Please get out.
Get out!
No, I don't wanna. I
Dragon
was here
Age was
first, quite literally.
I'm like, I love Dragon. Well, I mean, I only really played Dragon Age Inquisition, but I love Dragon Age Inquisition. So.
That's the only one that I've played,
them all.
and I don't. It's just not for me.
I
I
mean,
don't
it's
like
not for
having to
everybody.
control multiple people at once. I don't
You
like
don't
it.
have to control
Yeah, you
people.
you don't have to control multiple people.
I've told you this a million
I tried
times.
not doing it, and they all just died
Well,
constantly.
maybe
Yeah,
maybe
I was
you
gonna
just
say, like, I don't know, like, I kind of agree with Luna on this. Like, that's why I love the game, is that, like, I love to micromanage all of my characters.
hate having to micromanage shit. Sucks.
I still haven't beat all the DLC, but I've poured probably over 400 hours into that game. And like the last time I counted, it was over 400 hours. So,
I must math.
Are you mathing?
Math is a powerful and dark magic. How dare you use that in public?
It's like, I've put over 2,500 days into Final Fantasy 14.
good job.
I'm not surprised.
Or 2,500 hours, I mean, not days.
I was gonna say, like,
That's a lot of
Actually,
days.
How many days are in a year again?
365.
Like, I think at the end of this year, I will have had like 700 or 800 days on the game.
I have 110 days total into it, but I've been subscribed to the game for 1,900 days. I've had a constant subscription to it since June of 2014.
Wow.
The power.
Over 2,500 hours to my life.
Good job.
I put about that much time into Skyrim on the 360, so
Yeah, my Skyrim just sits there on the Switch.
Every so often, I want to go back and play Skyrim, and then I realize I'm just gonna end up doing the same thing again, the same exact way I did it the first time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I bought Skyrim on 360, the PC 3 times and on the Switch. So I owned Skyrim 5 times, and I've done
Why?
everything the exact same way in those 5 different versions.
Yeah, like I have a house. I made like one of those homesteads, and then I'm just like, that's cool. Puts the game down for another like couple months. It's fine.
See,
Truly, we are nothing but creatures of habit.
one of the first things I did in the first playthrough of Skyrim I did was get married as quickly as possible to see what the mechanics for that were, and then through some miracle a bear spawned in my house and killed my wife.
Wow.
She probably deserved it.
Probably. I
I'm just
kind of scooted her body into the closet and reloaded the game.
Wow.
I'm just sitting here and sitting on like, what if you heard that out of context? Like, I got married as quickly as possible so I could try out the mechanics.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, I adopted 2 kids, and I don't have a spouse, and I'm just like, I'm just a Khajiit rocking 2 kids in a homestead. It's fine.
I'm a
What
They have
widower.
good house.
One of the most interesting things about, like one of the most interesting stories I read on about someone's playthrough in Skyrim was they got a dog, and they didn't want the dog to die while going on adventures with them, so they went through this entire ridiculous series of events to get a wife, get a kid, have the kid adopt the dog. The first
Oh,
kid
yeah!
didn't adopt the dog.
Yeah, I've heard about this. And like the wife ended up not liking the dog anyways, and
So they had to get a second kid who did adopt the dog. And then by the end of that, apparently a friend of the wife's was also in the house for some reason. So the player was like, all right, I'm just gonna like drag and shout him away to make him just go away. And like it's to get out of my house. And he did so, or rather she did so, and accidentally launched him into like a lich cave, which instantly killed him, which made the wife attack him, and he's like, but you know what? I'm fine with all of that because now my dog is safe.
Oh my god.
I could never see him again.
Yeah, my daughter just randomly like came home one day with a pet fox. I'm like, you do you, honey.
As long as it doesn't have rabies.
I mean, you just give your kids daggers to play with. It's fine.
What is that in your hand? A knife!
I fucking love that.
This is one of my favorite Skyrim things I've ever seen. It's an image album. It's amazing.
Look. Suffice to say, the vampire didn't do so well.
I love how it starts, though.
Oh no! Oh no!
Am I missing something?
It's an
Click
image
into
album.
it. You have to click into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a mod you can get for Skyrim.
Oh yeah, you can. Yep. Unfortunately, I am the High King of Skyrim. I just love it every time. Unfortunately.
Saw that years ago and it just stuck with me.
Oh my god, the tigers. Oh,
Oh no!
don't worry. It's fine, Kennedy.
Is it? Oh god.
Oh my god, I just got to the tigers.
Wow.
This is pure. This is great. I love it.
Oh my god. That's fantastic.
Should
Oh
do
my
just
God.
a purely High King of Skyrim run.
It's an amazing.
Unfortunately, I am the High King of Skyrim. purely the best. To talk about D&D and make things interesting. Anybody here a fan of Critical Role?
Yeah.
One of my favorite artists draws a lot of art of it. That's all I know.
Bree it will be interesting. I've been trying so hard to get into Critical Role, and for the longest time I could not. On the first season I went through like 8 episodes. On this season I'm like on episode 17, and I just kept thinking, why can't I get through this? But like I can binge the Adventure Zone and like 3 other D&D podcasts, and I finally fucking figured it out.
What?
Matt Mercer's style of storytelling is a big road trip adventure, and because of that, I can't get attached to any of the characters but the main cast, and the main cast are just basically playing D&D, but taking the piss out of D&D, which is fine, but that's exactly why I can't get into it.
So I've been able to get into Critical Role myself, but I really like Harmon Quest, so.
Oh my god, Harmon Quest.
Yep.
I like Harmon Quest enough. I think I need to watch more episodes of it, because it was pretty fun what I was seeing. It wasn't pulling me in as quickly as I think most people, but I was enjoying it. And like that's that same thing with Critical Role. It's like there's a lot of good there and a lot to enjoy, but I'm just like, this is a me problem. Like I just don't like the way they're telling their story, even if it's not bad. Because Matt Mercer's still a fucking unbelievable DM.
Yeah.
There's so much about how he runs his games that I want to eventually teach myself or adopt in some way. Actually had a decent run on maps on FF today with a bunch of randos. It's weird how much you have to like go out of your way to get a map group set up, but once you get it, everyone's pretty fucking dedicated. It's very nice.
Yeah, it is. Because maps take so long to get a group for. Once you get them, you don't want to let go.
No, exactly. And it's funny. What we ended up doing was like opening up a cross-link or a cross crystal look for players, and then when we had enough people, we all decided on whose world we were going to go to, and then we just everyone grouped up and met up in a specific spot. It was like, oh my god, this was like, we kind of had to go through some hoops to do this, but at the same time, holy shit, I'm surprised we actually did this. Coordination.
Yep. It's nice. I have a couple maps I need to get around through eventually. Marty's will be right here. She's just grabbing a drink.
Sure. Are you guys ready to die?
Yep. Triple dead. Let's do it.
Be assured that if death is in the equation, I'm fucking off out of there.
Yeah.
Death is optional, and I've proven that.
I mean, technically, we all have.
Don't get too cocky. Death isn't optional. It's
No, death is pretty optional. I've double died so far, and I'm still here.
I feel like you're challenging him. Don't challenge him.
I've thought I've been a very gracious and courteous DM, but now you're trying to invoke the wrath of God.
I think we could just take this as Zach just double sucks at the game.
I died the first time doing my job, thank you very much, and I don't know how I died the time before that.
Yeah, but you trusted us to do our
Well, no,
jobs,
you
and
do
that's where you
know.
failed.
You do know, literally demons attacked Baldur's Gate and you all fucking died. That's the story so far.
Yeah, but how did I die?
Well, you know what? Maybe eventually you'll figure it out.
Maybe.
Did your bum hurt?
Oh.
I don't have one of those anymore, so I'm not too sure.
Well, I mean, we could make
That
you a
takes
little
one.
trapdoor in your armor and pretend.
Literally
poop
just
chute.
get like, just really make a little like immensely detailed cushions and just open up a butt flap and stick it in there. It's like, there, you got a booty now.
Make a butt flap, and that's how we get to the bag of holding.
You just shit out all the gold.
Oh,
Bend over and then,
Oh,
hey,
no.
silver golden.
Okay. We have taken this joke too far already.
Oh my god, I don't think we're taking it far enough.
I think we took
Alright.
it just right.
can you turn on hot water, please? Please? Please?
Do you want to put the coffee on?
Maybe if Luna speaks in a higher pitch voice, it'll be more effective.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I can only go so high, though.
Alright, I'm assuming one of us is like going and getting something before we start.
Mm-hmm.
Bren went to get water and turn on hot water for tea. Because I'm freezing my ass off in here, and it sucks.
See, I have the opposite problem. I just I'm always too hot.
I've been just cold all day. It sucks.
I mean, it's winter and you live in Canada, so I'm not that surprised.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just like my grandma and my friends that live here. Like, oh, it's cold in the house. So I'm like, I have an AC that's on cool on highest setting at set to 65 degrees. I have a high velocity box fan set on high and a ceiling fan set on high, and I still sweat in my sleep.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, I'm like, I wish that it was cold enough for me to sleep comfortably, but it never is.
You're the best. I love you.
No, you don't.
I do.
No.
Oh, that's so soft.
I'm back.
All right.
Thank you.
With that being said, are we
We're all
all
dead.
ready to start tonight's session?
Sure.
No, but we'll do it anyways.
Yeah,
Alright,
I mean, it's
good.
a 50-50. We'll see.
We'll have to see how tonight goes. All right. Last time on the Far-Flung
Greg.
campaign.
Thanks.
I'm waiting. We
We're good.
Okay. I'm just like, do I need to say anything? Last time on the Far-Flung campaign, Sola, Candor, Grandolph, Bliss, and Vorton, you all met up with you all woke up in a field on the far, far south end of Faerun, and you found an ally in a dark shrouded, skull-decorated being who has revealed themselves to you as jokingly calling themselves Blackstaff. But more importantly, it has told you of a place called the Far Flung, and is attempting to take you there to take the Ronjor that you're holding, the little orb that you guys stole from Pagith. Well, less stole and more just kind of ended up with, and are going to take it to a special location where other Ronjors are being held for safekeeping for the safety of the Faerun. You guys took a camp and set up to go to sleep and relax after having different conversations, both with not Blackstaff and with each other. And the last time we were doing things, Sola, you were being attacked by one of these creatures, and thanks to you reminding me that you had resistance, you are going to be taking half damage to what actually happened here. And Vorton, while sort of still seeing the outline of this creature, you have it in a headlock. so we're gonna see what the damage would have been on this.
I think you gave damage last time.
No, I
said
didn't
it
take
was-
any damage.
No,
Oh.
we didn't take any damage at the time. I said it was going to for this.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And you take. Oh wow, yeah, you only take 3 damage thanks to that that little bit of piercing damage protection. Very good on you. And then Vorton was able to tackle the beast, which I am now going to reveal, since it's actually in Vorton's hands now.
I knew it.
Yep. Alright, and we will go ahead and begin game. What we're gonna do, since I was talking with a friend of Breeze, who's also a dungeon master, and we were discussing like more interesting ways to make initiative and turn order. What we're gonna do is every round, everyone will roll initiative so that the turn order stays a little bit more hectic and a little bit more interesting. So we'll go ahead and have everybody roll their turn order for their initiative now. Click on your icon and then click the big word initiative.
Nope. That did not work for me.
Great start, Zach.
That's great. That's a great start already.
Oh boy.
All right, let me go
Two
ahead
people
and...
did not click on their fucking icon.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Three
okay.
people.
There we go.
That's
It was not a 7. Nice
no,
try.
it was a 1. I can also add
How do
Yeah.
I do this?
I mean, it was technically a 2, but
So
it was.
click on my icon
It was a
and
nat.
then
You know,
click on
he's
initiative?
sticky with
Yes.
that.
Oh, that's
So you can-
significantly less good.
Well, you can change it. You just click
Well,
on the number.
yeah, I'll literally change it back to 19 since your first roll was that. And the displacer beasts got a 18. So that's not fun for any of you. Alright, in descending order. Battle time. Sola, you are at the top of the order with a soft 20. You just had a displacer beast ripped off of you from Vorton and took a little bit of damage, but nothing too severe. You can see, since Vorton is literally holding this creature in betwixt his armored arms, you are able to actually see it pretty easily.
So doesn't he look like a dragonborn?
He does look like a dragon. You're right, actually, because he has the...
The shield.
Aw, look at you guys paying attention. So, at your leisure, Sola, what is your move?
Yep, that's a good start.
Rude.
Thinking. Very, very, very
Yes.
accurate. I will be implementing a timer in a little
Yeah,
bit here.
I'm gonna go right here,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Bloodletting. It's a touch spell.
Alright, go ahead and post that up. Creature that's... Oh, no! Alright, hold on. I'm rolling for severity. You bloodlet yourself!
Please no.
How can
43, you just miss. That's all there is to it.
Cool.
So, you try to reach out to this creature as it's being held down by Vorton to use your necrotic magics, but you kind of see like a more translucent sort of tentacle near its shoulder blades swing at you, and you sort of like lean back a little staggered, not wanting to get too close, because while you can see it, it also kind of blends back in when it stops moving.
Okay.
Did you want to take any bonus actions or anything else?
Can I do another attack as a bonus action? What is a bonus action again?
Bonus actions are generally if you have spells or abilities that allow you to do such. You can sometimes use a bonus action as an attack, but it generally is only if you are a dual wielder.
Okay, can I move again?
Yes, you did not use up all of your movement, so you can totally move again. And since the Displacer Beast is technically grappled, it would not cause attack of opportunity.
Okay, I'm going to move over here.
Okay.
Yeah. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Bliss, you along with the rest of the group that was sleeping, sort of get shaken awake immediately by the sounds of yelling and bodies tackling other bodies.
Cool.
You only see Vorton sort of like grappling with a slightly unseen cat-like creature.
Well, that's not good.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna pull out my short sword, and I'm going to where is my speed? I can move 30. How do I do the rulery do thingy? Is it left
The
click?
rule redo.
No, you hold down your token, and then you can hit right click.
You just click the ruler on your sidebar.
Yeah, just go to the ruler that says like snap to center on the sidebar, and then you can just like place an arrow wherever you want. There you go.
Can I? I'm gonna use my cunning action to hide,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
and I'm gonna move over here. Oh shit! I'm gonna move and then use my cunning action to hide.
That's totally fine. Yeah, go ahead and move your character in the place you want to move, and then roll to hide. Or roll to sneak, rather. Okay. Here. All right. That was your bonus action. You still have a full action, unless you just want to hide to.
Am I
see what you can
hidden?
do. You are currently hidden by
So I can
the
do-
one that's being held. Yeah, by the thing that's being held by Vorton. Yes.
So I can do a sneak attack.
You can, but that will take you out of sneak. Actually, you know what? To make this a little bit clear, because technically speaking, as long as you have advantage, you can get sneak attack. So if you want to stab this placer beast that Vorton's holding before going into sneak, you can do that, because it's technically at a disadvantage there.
And you also get advantage when you have an ally within 5 feet of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Okay.
automatically you get sneak attack as long as you have an ally within 5 feet of it.
Okay. So then.
But
I
being
hit
in
it,
stealth
and then
will
I
give
hide.
you advantage. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever you want to do.
I would say the smart idea is that because Vorton's already holding it, roll an attack with advantage because it's grappled. You'll get the sneak attack if you hit, and then we say after that is when you go hiding.
Okay, that works for me. That sounds like what I wanted to do. So I'm going to.
Yeah, just gotta
Stab.
make sure you get it done in the right order. 23 hits.
Yes. Yeah. That one.
Mm-hmm.
And then do sneak attack or
Yes, then you will roll sneak attack damage.
roll sneak attack. Okay. And then I hide.
Yeah, which will keep the 13 stealth that you already rolled.
Yes.
All right. You rush up, and as you're running to get past the displacer beast, you're attacking with a short sword. You take one very precise sort of lunge strike into the displacer beast's shoulder, digging into just under where the tentacle is, and immediately sort of dive roll behind the wall to hide.
Yes.
All right. With that, it is now the displacer beast's turn. It is going to try to wiggle, or rather, actually, you know what? It would not want to do that. It would just want to go ahead and try to attack you, Vorton. It is going to attack with disadvantage, though, because it is grappled. I'm going to say this is how we're going to handle this. as this is going on, I want everyone to make perception checks.
Flip. Oh shit, I still have advantage on.
Survival.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Vorton, you immediately, as you're holding down one the Displacer Beast, you can sort of see as the glimmering of the fire sort of gives light to their camouflage shape. As two of them continue to try and sneak and begin to lunge towards you, Sola, you're able to see that there is a Displacer Beast behind both Grandolph and Candor as well.
Oh
That's not
god.
okay.
And they are going to attack you, Vorton. They do not get advantage because of their placement. But you also will have to continue. After their attacks, you'll have to roll to see if you can hold on to the Displacer Beast in your hands. So,
Okay.
first one attacks, and that is going to be a 10.
God damn it.
Okay, first one tries to strike. You immediately lift up your armored hand and just sort of bat away as the tentacles try to strike. It's going to go for a second attack. It's tilted. That is a 19 to hit.
Nope.
19 doesn't even hit. Ooh, big tank power. All right, second Displacer Beast. That is going to be a 18 wouldn't hit, and neither would an 18 as again. So these two Displacer Beasts try to just jump on top of you, Vorton, but you're just too beefy. You're too strong.
Beefy tank.
So yeah, now the Displacer Beast in your arms is going to try to attack you. Actually, it's just going to try to wiggle out. After two of its group just failed to do anything, it's going to roll a natural 1. Oh my god. So you have it pretty well locked in place. All right. The one is going to attack you, Grandolph, because you unfortunately did not see it coming. It gets advantage. That's going to be a soft 20 to hit on the first attack, and another soft 20 on the second attack.
Solid.
Let's see here.
Do I
Yeah, you are going to take...
do I get a reaction?
You do? What do you want to use? Good. Honestly, very good. What does your AC go to from that?
You have +5, so it goes to 21.
Okay. You, just at the last second, hear the growl of this Feywild beast rushing at you as its jaw opens up to clamp down, its tentacles begin to pincer in on you. At the very last second, you raise up your shield, and this thing is just sort of like sitting on top of you now, but the shield is covering your body to where you're feeling the force tugging at you, but no damage being done. Whew, very close, because I was going to do 20 damage right there.
I would have died.
You would have died! That would have got you good. Next is going to be the Displacer Beast going at Candor. Same difference. You especially did not catch this thing, so...
Definitely not.
That is a soft 21 and a 19. Do both of those hit?
Yes. Yes, I am a warlock with not very good AC.
Alright, you are unfortunately going to take 20 damage as these two strikes just ran down on you. Unlike with Grandolph, the teeth dig deep into your shoulder and the two tentacles begin to just swipe at both wrapping around your stomach and your back as it just begins to just gnaw and rip away at your flesh. That is the Displacer Beast's turn. Grandolph, your turn. You have this Displacer Beast trying to nom on you, but your shield is keeping it at bay. What do you do?
I'm going to... So if I try to move away, it gets an attack of opportunity, right?
Correct.
That's lame.
I mean, if you have something to teleport, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
If you magically get away from it to where it can't react, yeah.
You have Misty Step,
No, I
don't
know.
you?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just asking if I need to not use it.
I mean, you can always risk getting attacked. Now they don't have advantage on you because you know they're there.
I will use my one free Misty Step.
Okay.
And I will go... I can go 30 feet to where I can see.
Yeah, so you've definitely got a lot of range to where you can go on that.
Yeah. I need to go somewhere where I can be useful too, though. I'll just go here. Nice little corner.
Nice.
And then, as my action, I will... What's the range on this? Range. I'm glad I put spell attack as range. Okay, there we go. We're good. I'm going to cast Ray of Frost.
Alright, pop that up.
That's not what I meant to do, but...
19 will still hit.
On...
What is the... It's a, just like a normal attack spell range.
Yep.
yeah,
It is.
it's a cantrip, yeah.
Okay. You cast Ray of Frost, and you hit your mark. Roll your damage.
Yay.
Alright.
And
Walk 7.
well, I mean, its speed is also reduced by 10 feet until your next turn. It's part
That's
of what
solid.
Frost does. So you've slowed it down.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. Alright, now with that slowed down and having it be being even more unable to move, you sort of just misty step. The mist just blinds the displacer beast briefly, and as soon as your feet touch the ground on the new land, you summon your magic, and this thing just feels the cold chill go over its body, and it's a furless sort of rough, muscular form.
Yeah.
Candor, it is your turn. You are getting fucked up.
Yeah, I am going to cast Shadow Blade first.
Alright.
And I'm going to attempt to stab this fucker in front of me.
Alright. Go ahead and roll for attack.
If I am in dim light
21
or
hits.
darkness, if I am in dim light or darkness, I get advantage, but I think we're in the light of the fire.
Yeah, in the light. You're in the light of the fire, so unfortunately. But you still hit. Alright.
9 psychic.
And is this an actual blade, or is it just like shadow envelops your hand, and you now have like a shadow sword?
I mean, it's like, it makes like a solidified sword made of shadows.
You pull the blade from the shadows as it just forms. It's like the darkness around the campfire leaps away from its spot and forms a blade in your hand. As you slice at the displacer beast in front of you, meeting it right at its neck and jawline, you find it oddly satisfyingly, though, easy to use the momentum of your swing to decapitate this thing, as it also just dissipates into just puffs of smoke of shadow.
Wow, that was a weak one. Yeah, I'm just gonna like go around this corner and chill for a second. I don't really have anything I can do as a bonus action.
Alright.
So yeah, that's it.
Vorton, it is now your turn. You need to, at the end of your turn, you'll have to roll to see if you want to keep this thing in your grasp. Otherwise, actually, no, that's not how that works. You don't have to do anything until, like, you get hurt. So yeah, you've still got this thing because of that nat 1.
Wow. How much damage could Displacer Beast do to another Displacer Beast?
Are you going to hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker?
I'm
Is that
gonna
what's
use
going
my
on?
Displacer Beast as a baseball bat.
All right, that'll be considered as an improvised weapon. You can do that, but basically you're going to make a basic strength. You're basically going to make like a normal strength check to see if you hit, and then it's going to be a 1d4 plus your strength modifier.
1d4 plus strength.
Yeah, that's for damage. So for now, just roll just roll a d20 plus your strength modifier and see how that handles.
I just click the strength.
Yeah, you can just hit your strength stat. 22 hits.
Okay.
Which one are you attacking?
Which one do I hold? Which one am I holding right now?
You're holding on to this one.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go straight for. No, that one. My clicking doesn't work apparently.
The one on your left or the one behind you?
The one on my left.
Okay, so this guy. Hold on. This guy.
Yeah, that guy.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, and that was D4 plus my strength, you said?
Yeah, 1d4 plus your strength mod.
So 7.
All right. You pick up this displacer beast, or how are you picking it up? I want to know how you're doing this.
Oh gosh. So I have it in a headlock right now.
Yes,
I just kind of grab its. Does it have a tail?
it does.
I'm gonna grab it by its butt on its tail and just like slam it into the next one like a battering ram.
Nice.
Head
You
first.
kind of like, while its head is up, you kind of grab at its tail and swing it like a wrecking ball on a chain. You just smash this thing into the other displacer beast. This one also puffing into shadowy smoke, as this one is now over here, and it takes another 7 damage. All right. And with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to clear the list, as is back to the top of the order. Everyone roll your initiative once more.
Ooh, natural 20.
How do you pick
Ooh.
the token that everyone else is doing?
You should
You
just be able
click
to
your
pick a
token.
token off the map.
I'm confused.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Oh my god. So like your little token on the map right now.
Yeah.
Click
Click
it and then open your character sheet and then hit initiative.
Yeah.
Look, it's just so simple that Grandolph's mind was just already figuring out the 5 different equations of initiative. It's just too simple. It's insultingly so.
Gotcha. That makes so much sense.
All right. Vorton, top of the order for that nat 20. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna keep the momentum going and go into the next beast.
All right. Roll an athletics check to see if you keep... You know what? No, I already said that, like, with that nat 1, you fucking have it. Roll the hit. Just roll the hit again. All right. That might actually not hit. Let me bring up the stat
Ooh.
block. That just hits.
Ooh.
So roll your damage.
We're going with a 9.
All right. And with that, once again, doing a decent amount of damage on this thing, you swing it over, and another of these displacer beasts just poof into dark smoke as you just continue to swing this thing all around like it's a big fucking sledgehammer.
Yep.
Grandolph, your turn.
So as my bonus action, I'm going to play song. And then I'm going to move. gonna stab him.
All right, that's gonna be with advantage. So go ahead and roll.
Stab.
16 hits. That's 5 damage. All right. Just after getting this thing slung over his shoulder onto the ground, you immediately rush forward with your blade sawn rapier and just go another dig deep into the other shoulder, once again cutting it where one of the tentacles meet with its body as you're just tearing away at this thing's defenses and offenses.
Yeah.
And with that, it is now the Displacer Beast's turn. This Displacer Beast over here is actually going to sacrifice both its movement and its action. It's going to sort of like shudder and shake, kind of like how a cat does when it wants to pounce, only it's kind of like actually like convulsing when it does that. And there we are. As it does that, you see it sort of like its head lurch back as its jaw opens, and it just begins to just exude this shadowy smoke, and that smoke forms into 2 more Displacer Beasts.
Oh, that's not okay.
Ah, they're fakes. They're phonies.
Are they phonies?
They could be.
And
I'm sure they
this
do just
one-
as much damage as a normal one.
They do just as much damage, but and I'm gonna say, I really want you guys to start making these decisions to roll on your own, but I'm gonna like have you guys go ahead and anyone who wants to can roll an Arcana check.
Yep.
Natural 20.
Apparently Vorton has a good day with magic.
You're so smart.
I try.
Literally everyone, especially except for Bliss.
I'm busy. I'm hiding.
Shh, I'm hiding. Grandolph, you notice this immediately, and you're just like, I call bullshit! That's not how Displacer Beasts work! Something is very wrong. That is not how a Displacer Beast is supposed to work. I mean, it's from the Feywild, so fuck all. Maybe they've evolved, but this isn't good. That one is going to go over to you, and this one, unfortunately, with that stealth check you had earlier, Luna, the Displacer Beast... Actually, no, this is a new one, so it actually has to roll. Natural 20, it definitely sees you.
Ah, fuck off.
So this one is going to try and attack you, Bliss. That is going to be a soft 19. And a soft 13.
The 19 hits, the 13 does. Oh, fuck.
Displacer Beast.
You left.
I
You
left.
coward.
It was an accident. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button.
Luna was so in character that she escaped from the game.
I used a polka doll and I absconded.
I like that reference. It's good. You take 10 damage as the Displacer Beast both gnaws and tries to grab onto you with its tentacle.
Well, gee, it's a good thing I rolled that 9 for my health to go up.
Mm-hmm. The other Displacer Beast is going to try and attack Sola. That is a soft 10. And 2 soft 10s.
No.
Yeah. It tries to latch onto you, but kind of using your wings as sort of like leverage to kind of hop and kind of leap away from it. The Displacer Beast just can't quite get a grasp on you. Meanwhile, Vorton, the one that you've been throwing around like a fucking sledgehammer the whole
Did it
time-
take damage, by the way?
It did. The one that Vorton has been swinging around has been taking damage and not been
Perfect.
poofing. It is gonna get a 18 to its strength modifier. Vorton, roll an athletics check to see if you can keep it.
Oh.
Oh no! And with that nat 1, I'm gonna say the Displacer Beast can have a reaction to attack you now.
Okay.
Sadness.
It also got a nat 1, so it all canceled out.
We both sit there staring at each
It
other just angrily.
Literally, I think Vorton just it's like literally holding on to a cat when they turn liquid and squirm out of your hand, and it kind of kicks off out of your grasp. But then it just falls on its back and just like flails wildly on the ground.
It's just doing that on the ground.
Exactly. Bliss, it is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to use my cunning action to hide.
I will say, with it staring right at you, you'd actually have to disengage from
Yeah.
combat to hide. Now,
Yeah.
you can
Well,
use your cunning action to disengage and not take an opportunity attack.
Okay, I'm gonna stab it first, and then I'm going to disengage.
All right, that's a good idea. Go ahead and roll for an attack.
Nope.
What is? Everyone, change your dice color really quick. Go to your little icons and click where the color on your like little profiles at the bottom are, and then change it to a different color. That effectively changes the dice.
Ooh.
Okay, say that again.
So
Go to
where
your-
you have
name-
like
your
your
name
actual name, your little name tag at the
On the
bottom.
bottom of the screen.
Oh.
Yeah, you can click on the
Oh.
color, and then you can change it to whatever color. That will change the dice.
Okay.
Because this is way too many nat ones.
Jack, that's a color.
All right, go ahead and roll attack one more time to see if roll 20.
That's better.
I'm letting you keep that one because that's way too many nat ones in a row.
Yeah.
All right, you definitely hit.
Yeah.
All right, with 4 piercing damage, you sort of kind of leap forward and once again kind of thrust your blade into this thing's skull as it poofs into shadow smoke.
Yeah, fuck you.
All right, no longer being in battle, you can now either hide or do whatever you want.
I'm going to hide.
All right, make that stealth check.
I'm not going to hide.
No,
I take
no,
that
you are
back.
not, unfortunately.
Still have movement.
You do have movement still.
I'm
yes.
gonna like sidle behind this wall and then realize there's a cat right in direct line of sight.
And it's just like looking at you, kind of like moving its shoulders, like I'm gonna get you.
It's like, ah, shit.
Candor, it's your turn.
I'm gonna scoot over here, and I'm gonna bonus action Misty Step behind him.
All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and give little icons to the ones that are not fakes, so we can keep track.
And I would like to attack with my Shadow Blade.
Go for it.
Do I get advantage because I'm kind of in darkness?
Yeah, I would say that's fair. You teleporting into the shade rather instantaneously, 100% I think would work. 23 hits.
Yes!
Ooh!
Nice.
Look at that big damage.
You did it! Yay, you!
Oh my God.
You
Kinda
just rush over, appearing right behind the displacer beast. As it sort of like focuses itself on you instead of Bliss, you immediately just swing your shadow blade down right on its maw, cutting open its the side of its mouth and lip. Its teeth now sort of snarling unnaturally over where you gashed it.
Good.
And Sola, it is now your turn.
There's a motherfucker right in front of me.
There
Yep.
is. Motherfucker Jones.
Just let me read something really quickly.
Sure.
Hey, Bible, what are you doing?
So for meta magic, do I have to say that I'm using it before I use it?
Generally, yes. If you're using it to, like, beef up a spell, you gotta tell me beforehand. If you're just using it to give yourself a spell slot, like, you can cast a spell and then use meta magic. Like, that's not a big deal.
Okay.
It's one of those things that's reasons I've never played a sorcerer. Meta magic.
Yeah. It's fun, but it's like a whole other resource tab that gets a little hard to keep up with, and that's already a lot when you're already fucking a magic spell slinger.
Yeah, just a bit.
I love that gif. That's actually very accurate to what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use heightened spell, and I'm gonna cast Bloodburn on the creature in front of me.
All right, go ahead and post that spell up. All right, you inflict a burning pain. Does a DC 14 con save? Hello. Okay. That is a 5.
Huh?
It got a 5. It failed the DC check.
Oh, perfect.
Another creature that you can see. Oh yeah, this is the spell you were asking me about. Very nice.
Yeah.
You sort of tell us like how you're adding the flavor to it, because like you have to add pain to yourself. How are you inflicting this pain?
I am literally just going to grab the fire that I'm directly beside and just use it to fucking cook myself.
Jesus.
It looks like that scene from like Malcolm in the Middle when like the mom is just like sticking that bear in her hand in the fire and she's not even flinching. That's what you look like. You're just staring at this thing, your eyes glaring down on it as it begins to sort of like paw at its face and its body as it just gets lit ablaze. It's still turning into shadowy smoke, but probably also because you just lit it on fire.
From the inside, too.
Yeah. All right. Top of the order. Everyone re-roll initiative. Oh, okay. That's not the best for them, but that'll work.
So far, we're in order.
Lovely. I can't get more than a 7 or 8 for initiative, apparently. This is fine.
Yay!
Everyone rolled pretty low this time.
We did it.
Hey, why does it
Alright.
go before me?
We're all failures together.
What is your dexterity mod, Grandolph?
A 2.
It has a 3, so it is going to go before you, unfortunately.
Hey, I know. I just got a bitch. Because I can.
So, quick question.
Uh-huh.
Can you, like, drink something as a bonus action?
Yes, how I usually handle with health potion stuff, if you're feeding a potion to someone, it takes your action. If you're drinking it yourself, that's a bonus action.
Okay. Can I drink one myself since my turn didn't really end yet?
Yeah, you can do that since like you hadn't used up your bonus action.
Okay. How do I do that?
Did you write down what kind of health potion you have and like what the healing properties of it are?
It is... I don't know, I threw in a potion of healing and that's what it threw it in as, and it's not really clickable or anything.
Alright, standard potion of healing, that should be a 1d4 plus your con modifier.
I think it's 2d4 plus 2, isn't it?
I'll double check actually.
I'm always like, potions are the one thing that I can never remember.
I know, it's a real pain for me too. Let me go ahead and open up my book here. Equipment. 143.
Yeah, it's 2d4 plus 2 for a regular one.
Okay. Well, shows how my homebrew rules at other people's games work. Yeah, so 2d4 plus your con.
Okay. 2...
Yeah, so
I'm
kinda,
just
like,
gonna
use the
click-
Little... Yeah, just use the little dice roller on the side there.
That.
And plus your con modifier.
So nothing.
Okay, so you get plus to
Cool.
You healed for most of what happened to you.
I mean, yeah.
Alright, now it is the Displacer Beast's turn. This one is going to burn its action and movement to summon 2 more Displacer Beasts.
Stop it!
No, it's what they do.
Good, good.
This one is actually, they're both gonna move this way and immediately try
Good,
to attack
good.
you, Randolph.
Oh, look it. It's like your own personal fan club, except they're trying to eat you.
I got a posse. My normal fan club does too, though.
I was
Oh.
gonna say, like, wait, is that any different from the normal fan club?
Right?
Alright, they're gonna get attacks with advantage. They get 2 attacks. So, that is a 18 on the first.
Uh-huh.
And it is gonna be a 19 on the second attack.
Uh-huh.
So that is going to be 20 points of damage on that one.
Uh-huh.
Alright. And we're gonna say... With,
No.
with the second attack, with the other 2 attacks that are going to happen, Grandolph, if you take the first damage, you will be incapacitated. If the monster gets to attack you the 2 other times with no interference, you will automatically be at 2 death saving throws down.
Oh God.
I have
Can
2
you
more
do-
shields I can use.
All right, I would highly suggest popping them.
Well, I mean, shield lasts until the start of your next turn. It's
Yeah,
not-
exactly.
So
Oh, so you-
so I only need
Yeah,
1.
so you can just use the 1.
Yeah, use it for that first
So-
attack, and you should be good.
Yeah.
You just sort of like see them both leaping at you at the same time, and you just kind of like kneel down, stick both your hands out, and are kind of like holding their jaws with your hands being shielded over. And this one is now going to turn around and try to attack you, Candor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
This
my
is
god,
fine.
it was almost a nat 20. Alright, it was a 19 plus 3, so soft 21.
Yeah, I mean, my
Okay,
AC
now
is
it's gonna
14.
It's gonna get a second attack. The second attack is only a 14.
It hits me?
It hits, so that's
Oh
20
my
damage.
God.
Okay, so that's like
Three.
negative 11 damage for me. I'm
Oh
down.
my
All right, you're not
God.
dead though.
No, no, not yet. But,
so Candor, this thing is able to leap at you after you angrily struck it and is just gnawing on you. Bliss, you have a very clear window of all of this happening.
Oh, good.
Grandolph, it is your turn as you are holding back these 2 displacer beasts as they attack you.
I'm going to green flame blade.
Okay. Oh, that's a good choice.
Sense a bunch of things around me.
Mm-hmm. Target
So-
suffers attacks normal, and green fire leaps.
oh, you have to actually roll the, like, attack.
Yeah. So I think
Like,
it would-
just my normal weapon?
It's like, yeah, it's a weapon attack.
yeah, it would basically just be
Oh.
21 hits.
Yeah.
All right, and that's 4 damage to 1. Are you gonna have the other flame attack the other copy?
Well, no,
both copies.
the rapier should do its own damage to the first one, and then the fire will jump to a second one.
Okay, that's yeah.
Because it's
that's-
only, we're not level 5 yet, so it doesn't powered up yet.
Right, that's what I was asking. Like attack 1, let the flame bounce to the other. So with that, you sort of like throwing them out of your hand, you very quickly grab your rapier off the ground, thrust into the one, and with your other hand sort of motion for the flame to follow your hand and attack the other clone, both of them dissipating into shadow once more.
Yay.
Vorton, it is now your turn again.
Okay, so am I able to equip my sword and shield and still attack?
As a free action, yes, you can easily do that.
So I'm going to equip my sword and shield, and I'm going to bring my attack to one in front of me.
Okay.
Can I also Thunderous Smite with this attack?
Ooh, okay. Go ahead and roll to attack first because you might not make it.
Okay.
But I
so
appreciate you
equip the
declaring your
long
intent as a whole.
sword.
Now you'll have advantage because of your positioning.
Oh, okay.
It's just roll it again, basically.
Yep. Oh, if only that was a natural. That still hits, so you can click on either of those and do the damage, and then roll your smite damage.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right, that's a good start.
And then smite.
Jesus.
Hey, look at that! You swing your blade down into this creature, and as you do, the blade begins to shine a very platinum sort of aura around it, a light flame burning at the tip of the sword, as you strike down into the displacer beast, digging deep into its back. The open wound just sort of like gushing out blood, and interestingly enough, a very thick green ichor. And it sort of like, it stumbles back as you cut at it, but obviously you didn't hit anything too vital, but it's a deep flesh wound.
Yes.
All right, with that, Bliss, it's your turn.
To do a strength save too.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even catch that. Let me do that. That is
Don't
going to
knock it
be-
into me.
That is-
It's just gonna get knocked into Grandolph.
Savage.
You know what we're gonna do? I think it is actually kind of fun, and this also leads up into it. So if it gets knocked into Grandolph, it must make succeed on strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet
Can I just
away
be
from
pointing
you.
my sword at it as it comes towards
This
me?
is what I was gonna say. I'm gonna consider this maneuver an attack of opportunity. So you can go ahead and strike as it's literally being leapt at you, because I think that's really cool. And that just means that enemies can do that to you guys later.
Don't think that
11 unfortunately does not hit.
hits. I tried.
So 10 feet, so it's gonna go flying past you, Grandolph. You
Oh,
sort of
boy.
like immediately sort of like try to duck, but also swipe at the beast as it flies over your head. You unfortunately miss, but it does kind of go tumbling over towards this set of camping materials.
Cool.
Bliss, it is now your turn.
Okay. So,
Your friend's dying.
yeah. So she saw him like poof over and hit the thing, and she kind of expected it to like poof like the other ones have been, and it didn't. And it started eating him, and she just goes. She was about to make a witty remark, and then she just screams and runs at it, and is going to like tackle stab it.
All right. Go ahead and roll the hit. 19 hits.
So do I? Because Candor is technically
I'm
Candor-
technically down, though.
Because Candor is down, you would not get the advantage, unfortunately.
sadness.
Or sneak attack.
Yeah. So 6 damage, still decent. So you rush forward, and in the middle of your scream, you sort of position the sword so that the momentum of you running just digs into the side of this creature. As you pull the sword back, it sort of hops back and it does like a roaring hiss at you. Candor, I need you to make a... Oh, actually, Bliss, was there anything else you wanted to do, actually?
Do I have another like action? Can
You
You
have
have
a
the bonus
bonus
action
action.
still. You still have your cunning actions that you can use to disengage or anything.
No, I can't really do anything helpful with that.
All right, then at that point, Candor, it's your
Oh,
turn. Go ahead and
ignore
make
that.
a save.
Okay.
Jesus.
One failure.
That is one failure. Yep.
Yep.
Sola, it is now your turn.
Okay,
No.
I'm going to just quickly take a look at the motherfucker beside me. What is he doing currently?
Blackstaff is actually just patiently watching you guys.
What a dick.
What a douche.
Roll. Do you want to look intently at him, or are you just like passively looking at him while you're like focusing
Pretty
on it?
intently.
Roll an investigation check. You don't see the light in the eye sockets of the skull. It's like something turned him off.
Well, that's not very helpful, is it?
Take that roll.
Huh.
His face looks like the guy from Mega's Bride.
He does, yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of what I was going with in the design, honestly.
Okay,
Perfect.
Can I see the creature over here, by the way?
Yes, they're not invisible or trying to like hide their forms anymore.
They're not behind the wall or anything?
The way you're positioned, you could still see it sort of like poking out from the side, and you've been hearing a lot of the fight as well.
Okay. Well, first of all, I can yell something and then attack, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to yell at Blackstaff to wake up. And then I'm gonna use the same spell that I just did. I'm gonna use the blood burn on this one.
Okay, and it has to make a con save, right?
Yeah.
It makes it with an 18. So it'll
Okay.
take, what, half damage?
Yep.
That's still pretty good. So you once again stick your hand into the fire, kind of wincing a little bit more at this one, as you can tell that the magic wasn't as strong this time. But you do see the beast sort of like wriggling and shaking. It's just sort of like roaring louder at Bliss as there's just this pain burning in its chest. All right, and is there anything else you wanted to do?
Did Blackstaff move at all?
Not yet. But I am going to go ahead and roll for him.
Okay, after I'm done, I'm gonna yell at him again.
You see the body sort of shake and jitter, but not a lot. You get the idea that whatever's holding him, he's trying to fight it.
Okay.
All right, with that, everyone, once again, roll initiative. Damn, they're getting good initiatives lately.
Oh, of course. Of course.
There you go. Well, hey, now we'll get to find out sooner if you die.
I know.
God damn it!
One nat one.
Can I use my luck thing on initiative?
Yes, you can. Yes, you
I'm
can.
gonna do that.
Can I steal her
God
luck?
damn it!
17. Okay. All right. With that, the Displacer Beast that you and Vorton are fighting, Grandolph, you're going to see it do that sort of shakingness as it's trying to summon the shadows. But this time, it looks a little bit more in pain.
Isn't it prone?
Yeah.
It's not... Oh, it is prone, you're right. So it would use its movement to, like, get back up. And it's actually going to summon one Displacer Beast. But you notice that as it does that, it also coughs up a good portion of blood. And it's going to take 5 points of damage.
Yay.
With that, the one Displacer Beast is going to rush up towards you, Grandolph, and is going to attack you twice. No advantage. That is a 17. And a natural 20.
Pop your shield.
You've only
I-
got
I-
the one left, yeah.
I got one more still.
Okay, good. All right, and with that, the other one is now going to try and attack you, Bliss. Also not with advantage, so 2 attacks. That is a 17 and 17.
Both of those hit.
You are going to take 20 points of damage.
Okay.
Are you down?
Nope.
All
Not
right.
yet.
It's sort of like angered by the burning blood in its veins. It sort of leaps up at you, slices with one claw, slices with another, and the tentacles sort of just dig into both your shoulders and pull back out. But you sort of stand your ground. I'm assuming Bliss is just snarling just as much at this thing as it is at her.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Candor, roll another death save for us. Oh no.
Can I give Candor my luck dice?
You can't, but I can say this. You can spend an action to roll a medicine check to try and save him.
Okay.
Now, the cool thing
My
about medicine checks is that... Yes, but
so-
here's the thing. Here's the thing I roll. Unless you roll a nat 1 on a medicine check, you can't do any more harm that's already happening.
Don't
Or-
roll a 1.
Or you can try to fight the Displacer Beast and have someone else, like, help Candor out.
How sad is this Displacer Beast looking?
It's like at midpoint. It's starting to get bloodied. It's not particularly really hurt, but you're getting there.
Eh.
He ain't got time.
Hmm.
You ain't gonna kill it. Not unless you have a nuke in your back pocket.
If only I did.
I'm surprised Bliss doesn't have a nuke, let's be honest.
Just fucking pulls out a fat man out of her pocket out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's funnier if you don't think of it as the nuke.
Fat guy.
Just a fat guy.
I mean, if my entire body was a bag of holding.
Come on.
Hmm.
What's wrong?
Yeah, I guess I can try and roll that medicine check.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
Oh, son of a bitch.
That's one success.
Okay.
Don't eat the cord.
Actually, let me double check something.
Don't eat the cord.
Because
Very cute.
I kind of forget how this one works. Skills. I think. Bree, remind me of this. Is it that you get one success, or do they just stabilize you with the medicine check?
I think they stabilize you, but it could be up to the DM personally. So, I mean, I don't know.
That's how I've normally run it, but I also think people had the medicine kit when they did it. You know what? We're gonna let this house rule be determined by the D20 gods. Okay, Kandor, you are stabilized.
Oh, thank God.
You sort of like forgo attacking the displacer beast again, Bliss, as you just focus on trying to like cover the wounds as best you can. It's very sloppy. It's obviously going to need to be treated later, but you can tell that Kandor is breathing a little bit more calmly now, as this displacer beast is looking very hungry at you.
I just be like growling at it.
I just picture Bliss actually like curled up like her back and like an actual cat going. Meow!
Oh my god, no.
All right, Grandolph, it is now your turn.
So I'm going to attack.
Oh, actually,
it.
before I get too far, with that nat 1, that displacer beast automatically poofs. With that, it had a nat 1 on that con save. It fucked up.
Well, that changes. I'm going to poison spray the one in front of me.
Go for it.
She's been sleeping
Fire.
pretty hardcore.
Con save beat 14. Natural 1, double damage.
Ooh.
And at this point, this thing is now coughing up its own ichor, its own blood with that poison. It is going to have disadvantage with attacks in the future. It is not looking good.
It's being annoying.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
No, because I can't.
All right.
Unless I
Sola,
misty
it's your
step.
turn.
How's Blackstaff looking?
He's still kind of jittering. Above game, he gets to roll. Now that you notice what was going on, he gets to roll to free himself at the end of the order.
Okay.
So he's still sort of like jittering, looking. He's trying to move.
Cutie pie, what are you doing?
Okay. This can either go good or bad.
That's just life in general, ain't it?
Okay, I'm gonna use it. Can I? So one of the things that I have is an empowered spell. It changes the roll for damage. Can I do that on a hit? Or, like, should I do that before I go to attack?
Oh, if you want to, like, hit it to see if you can do it first, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I would prefer to do that and then not waste my stuff.
No,
okay, I'm gonna...
So, to make this more clear, I think anything dealing with damage, you can wait to declare that until after you know you've hit it. But if you ever want to use your spells to, like, get advantage on a hit, you have to tell me before you roll.
Okay. I'm gonna attack this one over here again. I'm gonna use a Chaos Bolt.
Alright. So, okay, Chaos Bolt. So you still have to roll to hit, right?
I did?
Mm-hmm.
This is 25.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I thought it was damage. Like, ooh. 25 definitely hits.
Okay. So do I use Meta Magic, my heightened spell, before or after I click the Chaos Bolt button?
Go ahead and roll the damage, and then whatever your heightened magic does, just roll the extra dice that you would need.
Okay, and just to check, I can cast this at level 2, right?
If you have level 2 spell slots, yeah.
If you have level 2 spell slots, let me pull up your character sheet.
Yes, I do.
All right, yeah. Now keep track of how many times you use spell slots like that. So for instance, now you're down 1 level 2 spell slot.
Yes.
Okay, so you have 2 left. All right. Go ahead and roll your damage. That's an 8 and a 6. Very nice. And then your meta magic does what for this?
I get to re-roll one of the damage.
Okay. I would highly suggest re-rolling the 6.
I was gonna say re-roll the 1.
Yeah,
It
one
was,
of them's
a-
a
it
one.
was a nat 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll the natural 1.
On the
All right.
wood.
Just use a free dice from the sidebar.
Yeah, it's a D8.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay,
So-
It's
so that's-
10.
All right, so you did 18 plus 6. Jesus. That's some damage.
it's 21 damage. Now,
Just
is it
You
fire
go
or
ahead-
psychic?
I was about to say, like, go ahead and narrate to us the damage being done here, because that's a lot of damage.
How much damage was it?
21.
21. 21?
5
God.
and 6, and then 10. So yeah.
And how much? Okay, so it's either fire or thunder. No, fire or psychic.
No, 19 damage is what it did. Still.
No, the type. Because it does different types of damage.
Yeah,
How do you get
19?
19?
Because 8 plus 5 is...
Now it's 7 plus 3
Hold
because
on,
the
I'm getting called away.
8.
I'm fully aware.
Sassy.
Right?
Sounds like me talking to my grandma.
Oh, that's right. The 5 doesn't count anymore. Never mind.
No, the 5 counts. The 1 on the 2d8 that the 8 is was rerolled, so it makes the 7 plus 3.
I don't know if Roll20 is fucking up with me or if I'm just, like, completely seeing this wrong.
If you hover over the 8, it tells you rolling 2d8, and it's 1 plus 7.
Alright, let me see. Okay. Yep, now I
Yep.
follow. Yep,
Yep.
okay. That is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the 2 damage types you're doing, it more comes down to just a mixture of flavor and if you wanted to find out if this thing had, like, resistance to either damages, but it doesn't.
Okay. No, I'm just really pissed. I just throw out basically a big fuck you energy ball.
Alright, you're doing psychic and fire, you said?
Psychic or fire. I'll just do.
Okay. You can just do psychic, yeah. Literally, you guys see as this thing leaps back from attacking onto Bliss. You just see sort of like this gravitational pull just press down on this creature as it goes belly flat, and there's a small indentation and cracking in the ground around it.
Cool.
And with that, Vorton, last of the order, it is your turn.
Okay. So. Bliss is close to death, I've heard, isn't she?
Both Bliss and Candor.
Yeah.
Candor is closer to death than Bliss.
Yeah.
Bliss is rough looking, but she's still standing, if not a little shaky.
Orton's gonna see Grandolph is pretty badass by himself, as usual.
You know it.
Take a move over there. And take a swing at this one.
Alright, not an advantage because Candor is
Why?
down.
Normal
Swing
swing.
for the fences. Boop. 22 hits. Boop. Alright, 10 slashing damage. Pretty easy to narrate there. You just rush up, you take a big slice into this thing, cutting away more of its flesh on the other side of its jaw. It's literally its jaw barely hanging on to any actual tendons at this point. This thing is pretty fucking dead to rights. You now have both displacer beats that are not looking okay. And with that, re-roll for initiative.
And the dude gets his roll too.
Yes, he does. Thank you.
Oh.
Okay.
That laugh.
Hey!
Should I roll or should I just chill?
I'm gonna say go ahead and still roll, because, I mean, if someone would bring you up, you'd immediately be able to, like, do shit.
That's fair. That's fair.
Alright,
After
and...
my horrible initiative.
And actually, speaking of which, with that roll, you see Sola, you see Blackstaff, his hand very jerkingly, like, raising up. And we're gonna roll to see if he can do this. He can, but not great. His hands sort of, like, flex open, and Kandor, you feel yourself wake up with 1 HP.
I'll take anything.
Yeah, honestly, at this point.
And after doing that, you see Blackstaff literally just collapse onto the ground.
He's fine.
Dead?
Wow, what kind of fucking demon prince is this? What a pussy.
He's not a demon. He's just some dude.
I love that to say. I love how you're like immediately going for the demon. It's like you already proved he was just a dude.
It says demon princes on the character thing.
That's not him.
Oh.
That's not him.
That's fucking Yanagu. He's been there forever.
Oh my god, Luna. Oh my god, Luna.
I haven't been
Oh,
paying.
Nagu.
No, you have not.
Yunagi was the one that destroyed
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But like Yunagu's head just pops out of fire. You cold?
No, go back.
Yeah,
to-
you're a pussy.
Oh, Luna.
Not allowed to go to hell. We just get in more trouble again.
That's why you need to stay out of it. You're just gonna get in more trouble. Fuck. All right. Go ahead and set this up. Sola, you get to go first.
Let me see here. Okay, they've got that one pretty much fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna attack this one.
Don't steal my kill.
Fuck off.
Rude. I've been working
What
hard
if
on this.
No, if you want me to just leave it for you, I can do that.
My pride is at stake here, Marty.
Sola
They're
and
having this
Grandolph.
conversation and the cat.
No, I just picture in character Sola and Grandolph, like, you lock eyes, you start to move forward, and Grandolph just gives you a face like, don't you fucking dare.
Nah, fuck you. I'm gonna Chaos Bolt again.
Oh, shit.
Savage.
I don't. It's a 7. If you want, I can hit Grandolph, though.
Roll severity for that, actually.
How do... I do, you do?
I take care of it.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
That's not good.
Roll your damage.
I don't like this.
Alright, Grandolph, you take 11 points of damage as Sola, you just kind of go, fuck that. You summon the Chaos Bolt, and it just sort of, like, stumbles at, like, it's like you literally fumble the spell out of your hands, and as it hits the ground, it just hits, What kind of damage are you doing? Let's add some flavor to this.
See, either 6 or 5. We'll do lightning, because that seems more fun.
You just feel a lightning bolt hit you in your back, Grandolph.
I'm just going to very loudly say, oops.
You're like from the Midwest. Oh!
I look back, I'm like, I hate you.
Bliss, it is now your turn. Are you gonna start attacking each other now?
Oh god. It just turns into a free-for-all.
Everyone just fights each other, everyone dies, and everyone goes right back to hell.
At that point, we deserve to be there.
Fuck, we're back where we started!
Bliss is just going to continue stabbing at this thing.
Alright.
And Kandor is up now, right?
Mom is
Kandor is
I
up.
am gonna use Electice to reroll that.
Yep, go ahead.
There we
18
go.
hits, and you do get your sneak attack.
Oh! Ah!
Go ahead, roll that short sword. Hey!
That's
Bliss!
100% what happened right now.
How do you want to do this?
I want it to die. I want it to die, and I'm going to continue stabbing it after it dies.
I think, yeah, I like the idea of you just going, and you just like sort of just tackle into the displacer beast, digging your blade into this thing's neck and sort of twisting the blade out, and then you're sitting on top of this thing, swinging the blade wildly, and like that, stop, it's already dead.
Yes, that.
Actually, that's not the symbol I want. This is the symbol I want. It's dead. Grandolph, it is now your turn.
You better kill it.
Bad, so I
You
fire
better kill
the
it.
one in front of me.
19 hits.
My dice fucking suck.
You shoot the firebolt from your hands. The flame hits it right in its face. It sort of stumbles back, but it gets back up on its feet, its legs sort of wobbling at this point.
Wow. Couldn't even kill it.
I like look back. Shut up! You hit me.
By,
I hit it.
by accident.
At least I hit it.
It's not my fault your fat ass is in the way.
Oh my
I'm
god.
skinny. I'm an elf. Thank you. I'm slender.
You're fat for an elf.
That is both racist and ableist. Are you saying elves can't be fat?
Mine isn't.
Fair enough.
I don't think I've ever seen a fat elf.
Exactly.
Do they exist, though? Actually.
You know what? Now it's time. This is where Google has to get
No!
Oh, no!
Don't
Don't
Google
do
that. Don't Google that.
Don't ruin the illusion for us!
Well, look, all I'm gonna say is that I'm very positive that we're just gonna see Legolas with like triple chins.
No, I brought up a bunch of Santa's helpers that are fat. It's quite underwhelming.
Oh, that's weak. That's some weak sauce.
Yep.
Vorton, it's your turn.
Vorton goes to save the day.
Here I come to save the day.
I'm gonna hit it.
All right, not advantage, so go ahead and roll. Boop. 16 hits. Boop. All right, Vorton, how do you want to do this?
Savage.
I cleave for the head.
You swipe at the displacer beast as it sort of like tries to rear up, and with kind of like an underhand like turn swipe, you cleave this thing's head easily, and the body sort of flails for a brief moment and then drops. The head of the displacer beast, its jaw just kind of like reaching open as one last sort of movement that its brain can think to make, and it dies.
I stick my tongue out at Randolph.
Whatever, I did all the work.
All right. With that, combat has ended.
Well, that wasn't 3 hours at all.
No, it wasn't. This was actually, no, this was only about 2 hours, barely even then.
Wow, we didn't even start till 9:30.
Yeah.
Took like an hour.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
underestimate my power.
I did. I really did.
I mean, one of us almost died, so like you didn't underestimate us that much.
I
It's just, we're
I
still not good at
estimated
teaming.
pretty well that you guys were gonna like someone was either gonna die or almost die. So I got that much right.
It's nice that you're guesstimating that.
That's his job, is to make us die.
Guesstimate, estimate. It's more of an art than it is a science.
I will point out, I think Vorton was the only one who didn't take any damage this combat.
See,
Must
that's-
I
be
only-
nice.
I only took damage from fucking Solya.
Shut. Shush.
New
None
music
of that
is-
happened. I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
think the,
New
I
music
think
is
the
posted.
GIF tells the truth.
I
Did
pushed her in
you
the
see the
fire.
GIF?
I need to see this gif.
What is
Oh my god, it's actually really hard to watch. Oh my god. Alright, do you guys want to continue with narrative for a little bit, or did you guys just want to do the combat tonight?
We could do a little bit of narrative, I think, if everybody
Ooh,
else is
Hollow Knight
perfect for it.
music.
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate this.
Very fitting.
Yes.
You guys take a breather as the fight comes to an end. And as it does come, there's sort of like this convulsion coming from Blackstaff as he sort of goopily reforms and just sort of like looks around very dazed.
Like, oh, how convenient.
Is he like an undead thing, by the way?
You don't entirely know what he is.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna assist him back to his feet, essentially. I don't want to, like, medicine check him or give him anything just in case.
Yeah, okay. You sort of like help him like kind of get stable and like give him his staff as he sort of just kind of like nods and like kind of just kind of like does like that whole like motion of his hands in front of him as if to be like focus, focus, focus. And he is able to sort of get to his feet and he looks at you and he doesn't reach for the pen or the paper that he's been doing. He just sort of like makes a motion and kind of like does like a very soft bow as if to say he's sorry.
I'll nod a little bit.
I actually thought about how Vortun still has that fucking cape. Are you just posing on top of the displacer beast as your cape billows in the wind?
Yes.
There's just
Do it directly in front of Candor.
It was like there's Candor.
I'm sure he'd love it.
Seeing it behind the wall, and he's just flipping him off while he's like bandaging himself, just like, fuck you, you asshole.
I'm gonna let you guys do a little bit of role play if you like.
I'd like to fly up a couple, like 10, 15 feet, just so we're above all the little walls and stuff, and take a look around.
Alright, and you have night vision, so you can go ahead and roll perception without disadvantage. As far as you can tell, there's nothing else that really seems to be coming your way or bothering you. The forest is exceedingly thick, though, so even flying up like 10 feet up, you can't really see too far past the trees. The clearing you guys are in is kind of the most open space that there is in the forest.
Okay. I'll silently do a quick little round around the clearing, just to make sure that there isn't anything hiding behind any of these walls that I didn't see initially.
Alright. What else does everybody else want to do?
Bandage myself up.
I'm gonna just look at this. I was like, you know, we knew I wasn't the best at fighting. I mean, it's not like you beat me in every spar we ever had or anything. It's fine.
I'm gonna wander.
I only got half of that.
Well, good.
Oh.
Is that- Yeah, I was just, it's just the, we both knew I was never the best at a fight, considering he won every spar we ever had.
Yeah. Bliss is just like hanging around Candor, like, feeling useless, and like watching him bandage himself, and just goes like, yeah, you fucking suck. But she's like clearly like worried.
Talking about her, or even like talking about herself.
Oh my god. I know. I didn't think that. I thought that it was gonna poof when I stabbed it, like the last one did. But that didn't go so well.
No, you almost died. Definitely almost died.
Yeah, I think I know that. Considering I was the one dying, yes, I'm aware.
Yunagu pops out of the fire. Are you sure? Because I can point it out a little better for you.
Oh god. He just needs to get out. Yunagu, we're not talking about you.
Okay. He just... Grandolph, did you say you wanted to do something, or was that Vorton?
I want to bandage myself.
That's actually very easy. I think Blackstaff watches you guys as you're sort of like bandaging yourselves up, and he actually sort of puts his stick into the fire and the fire turns into this very emerald-like green. And as these different sparks come from the fire and they begin to land on everyone, you feel your wounds begin to have this very swift but natural healing that goes on.
At least you guys can feel things.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Fuck
Leave.
you!
Blackstaff sits down, takes the paper and pen, and writes something along the lines of, I've dealt with creatures like this before, but normally I've been able to steer them away from here, keep us safe. This was different, to say the least, but concerning.
Concerning how?
The fact that we almost died, I'm gonna yell that from above.
Speak for yourself.
Hey, I'll have you know, I only hurt myself. For
I'll have
most
you
of
know,
it.
I thought you were gonna say, I'll have you know, I almost killed you.
No, that was Grandolph.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
He continues writing, I've lived in these woods, apparently, for decades, to never encounter displacer beasts of this kind of type ever is... I worry that the place of the far flung is also in danger.
Well, that is not good.
But I suppose we can't worry too much on it. Everyone needs to get what little rest that they can now before we move on to the next day.
Yes.
Okay. I'm assuming that I can come down from my rounds.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to inspect the bodies of these things, if I can.
You most certainly can, and it actually helps introduce a game mechanic that I always love to do in my games. If anybody wants to carve these things and get any kind, get a chance to get like some kind of special organs or pelts, you can.
Yes.
Yes.
Candor wants to, because one almost killed him.
All right, I'm gonna say with your guys' carving checks, you will also that'll count as your actual also investigation on that. And let me get my necessary books here. There you are. Boop. And I'm gonna say who is going to carve and who wants to assist in the carving, so we can just make less rolls but keep the advantage.
What are we rolling for
I
it?
think we're doing it on 2 different creatures, right?
Yeah.
I'll assist,
Okay.
we'll assist Solia.
Solia?
Solia.
Also, I'm going to ask if Blackstaff can help to see if there's any difference with these particular creatures as well, since he would have. I'm assuming.
I think with Blackstaff's help, he'll be the one to focus on what the fuck is going on with these displacer beasts, and you guys can focus on the carving. Let me pull up on this table what displacer beasts are going to do. It's having a very hard time loading for some reason. So,
While you're looking at that, I'm going to look at Randolph, and I'm like, I don't know what you want, but I really want its skin.
Do you want to make outfits from it?
Displacer beast hides. Yeah, that sounds like a good thing to have. Yes.
That sounds like
Uh-huh.
something that would help you with stealth checks, because they're all
Yeah.
wispy weird.
I just want to investigate it and learn about it.
Okay. I'm gonna say with that we'll let Grandolph roll with advantage on either make an Arcana check or an investigation check, whichever you would prefer.
Wow.
Oh.
I have a +6, and I got
That's still decent. That still gets you enough information, I would say.
but not all the information.
No, not all of it, unfortunately. and then loading. I'm gonna load it up on my phone because the computer is not loading it very quickly. So give me 1 second. Go. Am I spelling it wrong? No, I'm not. Okay, there we go. Ah, found it. Here we go. Okay, I need you guys to make either Arcana checks or nature checks to carve these things.
Do I get advantage or?
Yeah, I think everyone who's doing the rolls get advantage because you're having people help you.
Okay.
Oh, a 9.
Are
I
you
did
are you
great.
any good with either of that?
Which one? Sorry.
Would you say Arcana or Nature?
Arcana or nature.
I have a 2 in each of them, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, I will do it then with advantage. You said.
With advantage, yep. Natural 20! Alright, unfortunately, Candor, as you try to carve into this thing, it is... it's a fey creature, so those things are generally really wonky compared to natural animals, and 2, you guys fucked this thing up pretty bad near the end.
Yeah, Bliss.
Most is just like glaring at the dead body of the thing.
Because of Bliss's sort of angry slashing, there wasn't really much left to carve. Meanwhile, with that Naturals 20, Sola, you in fact get a Displacer Beast Hide.
Doot doot
I will send you the information of what this can do later, but right now, you definitely have the right idea that, like, you can make something with this, but until you can find either a craftsman or some kind of item, how was the word? I can't think of the word right now, but basically someone who can, like, evaluate the value of what you have, you can only kind of guesstimate what you can do with it.
Okay. Is there anything else I get from this thing, or is it just the hide?
Just the hide. Between let me double check here. Let me double check the rules on this, because I actually think you would get more, especially with that nat 20. Goddamn. It's been a while since I've used this supplement because my other games have either had to do one thing or another.
He's so grouchy.
You know, guys, he's had a tough day.
He's had a pretty rough day, yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, yes, you will get more stuff. Let me go ahead and get back down to Displacer Beast.
Poor Candor.
Alright, you also get 2 Displacer Beast tentacles.
Ooh. Gross.
And when you've written that down, tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
And 5 vials of Displacer Beast blood.
Blood magic.
How do I do the in-character thing? Is it /me?
Yes.
And I'll say, while you guys are having your text thing there, which, yes, good drama. God, that's so perfect.
Are these things edible?
I wouldn't test it. Cough, cough.
Okay.
Crandolph, you are able to tell with your investigation that these Displacer Beasts were 100% sort of tampered with, and they were tampered with some sort of outside intention. The way that these creatures were able to duplicate themselves and the magic, this is most definitely not a natural evolution of these creatures. But you also have this hint for understanding magic. This was not something of like a fey creature doing this for fun. This was deliberate, and it was by a mortal magic hands.
Oh my
I'd like to
god.
see- Roll stealth.
Roll
I
a
wanna
ste-
see
yeah.
you.
No, roll a stealth to see, yeah. But you have to roll at disadvantage because you're a fucking suit of armor.
Yeah, no, I see you. My passive 16.
Fortune just walks up. Everybody okay?
He's like,
And just
is there drama?
double birds. Fuck off.
Also, I don't know if Grandolph realized, like, I can't hear him in his mic unless he's just like away from it.
Oh, I was muted. Imagine that.
Okay.
There you go.
Like I heard you in like Luna's, but I was like, maybe he's like getting something, and that's why he's yelling across the room.
No. But yeah, I'm gonna relay that to Blackstaff. Oh, I go
Okay.
under him. I don't like that.
You're going to go inside Blackstaff and
Oh,
tell him
God,
very
no.
intimately.
I'm gonna whisper some
Oh.
nothings in his ear. I just gotta find it first.
You just like open up his big goopy being and step inside like a
Yeah.
fucking.
You are my armor now.
I am safe here. You begin to drown.
Oh god.
You relay that, and he kind of nods with you and writes, "That's about the same that I was understanding here too, but whoever would be insane enough to capture and then experiment on displacer beasts either has far too much time on their hands or had a very..." And then he stops. Oh no. He sort of looks to the rest of you, and he sticks his staff into the ground here. And when that happens, he already had sort of like a little tiny hut, like a kind of nice like big hut for you all to be in. The openings to the hut sort of like make these bars that sort of like are see-through, and for like a normal like a sizable effort you could all potentially squeeze through, but it like would also keep out anything else. His form, kind of like the T9, like the T1000, just kind of like goops through the bars very quickly, and with like one more piece of paper, he writes very quickly and places like slips it through the bars, and he runs off.
Wait, did he just trap us in there?
Wait, what just happened? I was busy role playing.
You were busy role playing on the side.
Yeah,
I pick up
he's
the
trapping us in a hut.
Why did he trap us in a hut?
You read the paper, Grandolph, and it says, like very quickly in like broken up English, gate easily broken with enough force. Need to check. Something is very wrong.
Oh. I say that to everyone.
Okay, well, I say we hunker down here and wait for him to return. What time is it? Does it seem like right now?
If I remember correctly, you guys were actually through the third shift of the night watch, so you can get like another like 2 or 3 hours of sleep and then have like decently uninterrupted sleep.
Do I get any spell points back?
I mean, are we really gonna sleep after what just happened, though?
I would say if any of you want to sleep, you can consider it a short rest. If you don't, then you're staying up the rest of the night.
What about us that don't sleep?
Yeah.
You can stand watch
You
at the
can
bar
stand
doors.
watch, yeah.
I shall take a short watchful rest.
Do you get spell points back with this?
Do you get smite back from a short rest or a long rest?
I think it's from your spell slots, and I believe it's long rest for paladin.
Okay.
What about a wizard?
Yeah.
Wizard is also long rest.
I tried.
Sorcerer, I don't know.
Yeah, you just gotta check your-
I know that mine is short rest, but I literally only have 2 spell slots, so yeah.
I hope, Candor and Bliss, I hope you both realize I'm going to have you voice this stuff out here in a minute because this is getting this drama's juicy.
I can't. I'm not good at like actually talking out roleplay. I'm a
Well,
terrible
You've been
actor.
do it
perfectly
anyways.
fine. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You guys, all of you have done really great so far. Don't even pretend.
You don't get your fishy crackers back until you do.
Oh, children.
Well, I want a tea first. Yeah.
Supply the tea so we can make our role play.
I mean, I heated up the water
I'll
like
be
an
right
hour
back.
ago.
Alright, that's fine. I actually like that because I do want to like actually have like these moments because like this is the drama's getting good.
So,
Go ahead.
question:
Yes.
do you do like permanent bonuses against certain foes for having more knowledge on them?
I have not, but I would say I think what we'll do for that house rule is that, like, if you become very knowledgeable about a certain enemy, like a specific enemy period, not type, you could take a turn to scout for, like, a weakness, and that would give you advantage. I think that's the house rule we'll use here.
Okay. So instead of taking a short rest, which would be not super great for me, I'm going to take my time and on any blank paper that I'm hoping... Do we have blank paper?
I have paper and a pen.
Okay, I'd like to borrow
You'd have
those.
to ask nicely, Miss Attack Me.
This lightning bolt to the back.
It was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose.
How do I know?
Because I said oops.
Oops doesn't make everything better.
Well, oops is generally the sign for that was not on purposey.
Sure it is.
I mean, are you really going to stand in the face of knowledge and prevent us from learning more about these creatures? Is that really what you're going to do, the great Grandolph?
I hand her the paper.
You know what? You're playing me, but you're right.
Did we heal any, like, actual hit points from Blackstaff?
Yeah, from this fire stuff?
For the rest of the rest, you guys get your full HP back, but you won't be
thank
getting your you won't be getting any of your spell slots back.
Well, I mean, I do, because short rest, but yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, you're the only one that does.
Fancy. Well, I mean, again, I have 2 slots.
How come I can see your HP bar?
Because I have a thing set up, and I edited my token to show it.
You can actually go into your tokens and fiddle with that. I can do that for everybody
But I
if they
mean-
would like.
I also have, like, an extension, so that I have a token editor, like, in my, character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I did mine.
Like, I can actually set everyone up if I can actually do that for everyone if they so wish. Whoa, what is going on?
I'm making auras around me.
This is just the level of This is the aura of intelligence when you're near
Yeah.
Randolph.
Yeah, we
I
can't
am
see
better
it.
than
It's my-
everyone.
Ego just oozing out of me.
That's lovely, because I can't see your ego at all.
So with that, I'm gonna say, Grandolph and Sola, if you guys want to work together, you can make an investigation check, and I'll say, with this experience, you'll have like a +2 to a total of a 3 that you need to get for researching. Like, you'll need to do a little more research in a town somewhere to like understand more about what you saw, like to kind of like confirm it. But go ahead and one of you roll investigation with advantage.
I have a +6, but I haven't been rolling good, so I don't know.
For investigation,
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a +2, so I think you're still the best bet. It's
Okay.
with advantage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh!
Wow.
Okay.
Does he
All
get
right.
any bonuses for getting doubles? Because that's impressive.
No, unfortunately not. That's like the one thing you don't do. But I that is impressive as hell. I'm gonna say Grandolph.
He's
You
got
def-
20/20 vision, man.
So he has 20/20 investigation.
It's
Ah. Randolph, you're able, from how you fought and how you guys sort of reacted, how these were, and just being Grandolph. You know that displacer beasts, they generally only hunt in small groups or solo. They're definitely not prolonged fighters. They are definitely the sneak and strike fighters. And you know that they normally are very difficult to hit. You guys, however, were tactically very intelligent and managed to fuck them up pretty easily.
Okay, I'm back with the tea.
Oh, and welcome back.
Share the tea.
The only thing you are missing that both you and Sola need to confirm is sort of just attack patterns. And you know that even if you just read it from a book in a town, you'll be able to confirm your suspicions on like how these things move and work around.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll go ahead and cut over to Candor and Bliss.
I'm just like holding like my hands in my lap, and I see Vorton looking at me
Intently.
intently, and I am going to cast a spell.
All right.
I'm gonna make shadows to conceal Bliss and I, so no one can see us.
Okay. Is it just sight and not sound?
Yeah, but I mean, we can whisper.
All right. Yeah. If you want to like have this like, you won't have to whisper in character, but if you want to like roll to keep Vorton from hearing you.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll totally do it.
All right, I will say, yeah, I'll let Candor roll, not with advantage, but it'll count for both your rolls, I think. And then Vorton roll a perception to see if you can hear them.
Am I rolling stealth?
Yeah, you would just roll stealth.
Wow. Wow!
Wow.
I don't have a proficiency in stealth. Okay, I have a clump
Wow.
that helps me.
All right,
not
this is
see.
what I'll do.
Just
This.
wow.
Bliss, go ahead and roll stealth as well.
Yeah, don't let me in with that shit.
Wow.
It's hilarious if I roll worse.
Aw.
All right, so
Well, at least it wasn't an 8 or a 5.
Vorton, you will hear like half the conversation. So like, I'll have you roll like, depending on what is said by Candor, which above game, don't like try to like worry about what is said too much. I will have you, Vorton, roll a straight intelligence check to see if you can like piece together the conversation.
Vorton just likes drama. He's here for the drama.
We're all here for the tea.
Yes, share the tea.
All right, you guys can go ahead.
After like we're in like this shadowy area, I guess. It's that vision I was stuck in. That
Just like shifts awkwardly and rests her head on her hands.
that never happened when I was a child, and I'm not sure why it happened the way it did this time. I think that maybe that man was my father? I mean, I never knew him or much about him other than what Mom told me, but he seemed to know me.
Bliss just kind of blinks at Candor like, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
You asked me what happened. I had a vision. And his voice
Okay.
starts getting louder, and he's like,
What?
and yeah! And it's just like, his blood's just like, this
Bliss
is
is
not
just like,
his
what
normal
was
silence.
the vision? So far you've told me a man and something a bit. What happened in the vision? I need context, okay?
Above game, if you want to say that Candor explains it so you don't have to like go
That's
through the
fine,
entire
it's fine.
thing. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go through the entire thing, but I'll.
No.
say
If you
what
want
it
to, you
said.
can. I'm just saying, like that's there.
She already knows about like what happened with his mom. They've
Yeah.
been friends long enough, so it's like I don't have to explain everything. It's like you know how I sometimes wake up with nightmares about that night with her in my arms, and
Yeah.
it was that. but there were people outside, and there was a man that was kind of like me, but more dragon? It seemed like they were going after him, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what was going on.
Did you maybe have like what is it called? Like that repressed memory thing that traumatized children have?
I mean, I would probably say that I've been traumatized as a child. Yes,
Oh yeah, you're definitely traumatized.
it's fine. I'm okay.
Are
But
you okay?
shut up. This never actually happened. There
So,
wasn't a group
having
of
a weird
people.
dream.
Just like all of like this like confusion and like I don't know how to explain this expression on his face just drops and it's just like the flattest face of just. I knew you would understand. Thank you for letting me talk to you about this. Thank you.
Look, I'm
Bye.
sorry. It just like you're not making a lot of sense. Either it
It
happened
didn't
or
make a lot of sense to me either. Okay?
it sounds like you were having a pretty shitty dream, man. But like, if it's not a memory you actually have, how do you know it's something that actually happened?
Yes. I'm not saying it's something that actually happened. It was a vision. I wasn't daydreaming. I was waiting for a goddamn turkey sandwich, and it happened when I looked at that fucking scale.
And what a turkey sandwich it was.
I'm the only one that ate any of it. How would you know?
I saw it briefly.
Yeah, you saw it as
That
you were
was an
hiding
entire
food in a
turkey.
vase.
That was an entire turkey between 2 slices of bread.
It was great. Thank you. They cooked it well. I don't know, but I just feel like I need to figure out whoever this guy is.
Well, I mean, from the
I don't
sound
know
of it,
how.
did the crowd not kill him, or...
Oh, no, he started to, like, lift into the air, and then he woke me up, snapped me out of it. I didn't get to see it through.
Well,
Just
sorry, you were
staring
kind of
daggers.
staring off into space.
Well, I'm sorry that you're not
Everyone
special
was
enough to
staring
have a
off into
vision.
space.
Gosh. I don't know what I can do to find this person, but I feel like I need to.
Well, I mean, it's been years. Even if you saw the direction he flew off into, that's a pretty dead lead.
Just like very like pushing my fingers into my temples, and it's just like, yes, Bliss, thank you for stating the obvious.
You're
There's
welcome.
a reason that I'm the brains of the operation.
Hey, shut up! That's rude.
Well, I'm sorry that you keep stating the obvious. I don't need the obvious. I need you to just like be on my side and just be like, yeah, we'll find it, we'll figure it out. But no, just telling me how impossible it is. Thank you, friend.
Bliss just like deadpans him and then puts on a fake face and goes, "Oh, we'll find him, Candor. Don't worry."
Oh my god, you're the worst.
Happy?
I flip you off.
Bliss also flips you off.
I love it when friendships fall apart.
Oh, this is the normal friendship. This is
Oh
not
yeah,
even
this
falling
is
apart.
this is just normal.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll remember that the next time the sugar sees us and wants to know where you're hiding. I'll let her know.
Ah, you asshole. You
I
wouldn't
know.
dare.
I would. You want to be a bitch to me?
I mean,
can
she
be-
finds me anyways. I don't know how.
I mean,
It's freaking me out, man. She's like 6.
she's okay. She was like 10 when we met her.
Whatever, she looks 6.
I mean, that's fair.
She's been
That's
aging
fair.
backwards. Benjamin bullying us.
Oh no!
Us, yes. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how it works. I just know that she hates me.
Ugh. I mean, having her hate you isn't that bad, is it?
It can be.
I wish she hated me.
Are you sure?
And she just like stares like into the abyss.
Just envisioning a world where this person you're talking about actually hates you.
Yeah. Well, that's all I really wanted to talk about. You had asked, and yeah, that's what happened.
Bliss sighs and goes, "Look, I mean, I'm all down for helping you find your dad. Not that I know what he looks like.
I mean, I don't even know
Should
if
I
he
just
was
be
my
looking
dad.
for a dragon, or
Yes, let's just look at every person that looks slightly like me and start asking questions.
maybe I'm your dad?" And Bliss just kind of flops her like tiny baby wings awkwardly.
Well, he just puts his head in his hand, and he just like, okay, and he just slides into his like sleeping bag, and it's just like, good night, Bliss.
Good night, son.
I was so hoping you'd say that.
And while he's sitting there for like a whole, I don't know, 10 minutes, he's gonna just ritually cast a spell. And he's gonna make his unseen servant appear.
Alright, you gonna make it do anything?
Yeah, it's gonna like pick up a stick and it's just gonna like poke Bliss with it.
Bliss just like gets up and like, hey, stop that! And she's going to kick it.
It just fall. It
Or
just
in
like,
its direction.
You kick the stick, it goes and picks it up, and then it goes back to poking you.
Ah! She's going to crawl up onto the nearest box and hiss at it like a cat.
I knew it. Is there anything? Vorton, go ahead and roll that intelligence check. Be very surprised if you didn't catch most of that.
Intelligence button, where are you?
Damn, I was hoping for a nat 1.
Me too. I really was.
You would 100% get the concept that Kandor is suffering from some very weird dreams and visions, and it's something about his past and someone that may or may not be his father.
Okay.
Is there anything else you guys want to do on this night?
For ritual spells, it doesn't use a spell slot if I actually do the whole cast time, right?
Yeah, you basically just use 10 minutes in-game time, and then you don't have to use the spell slot.
Okay. I'm just gonna go chill over here. Where's the cage at that we can't leave?
I'm gonna say the cage, like, for a little,
here.
is like around this area, yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of chill, and I just want to detect magic in the area.
Okay.
I think it's like 10 minutes.
Let me roll something.
Kind of like while I'm meditating. Because I'm an elf and I do that.
Yeah. What you see is kind of like in the distance at the very edge of your... Kind of the very edge of your sight. You see sort of like this wisp of purple-looking magic. It's very weak, as if whatever magic was cast has been cast and is gone. But you do see the faintest line of it, and it's very different from the rest of the magics and the energies around the area.
Can you mark it on the map?
I would say they see it over in this direction, at the very edge.
Kind of right here. I'm gonna go over there. Hit.
All right, roll an Arcana check.
Yeah. Yeah. That was not supposed to be advantage, so a 7. So I suck apparently.
You aren't able to discern the specific kind of magic. The faint glow is just sort of starting to fade on its own. The most that you're able to tell is that this was not cast like normal magic. you kind of get the hypothesis that someone used an item or some sort of like preloaded spell.
Okay. And like I would remember that no one was kind of over the fight, right?
You cut out what?
Hmm?
You cut out on me. Repeat what you said.
Oh, I would kind of remember that no one was over here to fight.
Yeah, no one was over there to fight.
Okay. Alrighty.
Hmm.
I'm gonna like go back and tell Solia about it because she's like the other casty person.
Oh, thanks.
You're sleeping, and also you just finished having a bitch fight, so.
Yeah.
I know it. She's the other casty person. Yep. This is why Candor just throws himself recklessly into battle. They don't appreciate me.
I'd appreciate you more if you didn't almost die like a bitch.
Guess I'll just die then.
Yep. I'll just
I
die
guess-
every time.
I guess I can go over and take a look at it.
Here, Phoebe. Yeah, you can if you want. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Can I get Grandolph to assist me?
Because Grandolph already rolled his check, I'm going to say no.
Okay, you said Arcana?
Yep.
Yay.
All right. You are able to confirm Grandolph's suspicions. It was definitely a conjuration magic, but again, something that you don't really think is doable or that you've seen done in normal magics. This was a very specific kind of spell scroll or item that was used.
Okay,
With at 23, I'm going to add this. You know that this spell was summoned or cast from a far distance.
okay.
Oh, so that might be where they came from.
Yeah, you get the idea that like wherever the spell caster was positioned, they used the spell and it was put there, but the caster was probably further out.
Okay. I am going to go back and sit on my chair, and I'm going to take the time to go through that book that I have on magical items and see if there's anything related to that or something similar.
All right, go ahead and once again roll an investigation check.
Wait a
Actually,
minute.
no, if you're using the rest of your time awake to do that, you don't have to roll anything else.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Does Sola even have to sleep if she's like part like drow, who's just technically an elf that usually do like the
Marty.
trance?
I would.
I don't
That-
know.
Wouldn't
I
that
don't
depend
even
on
know
what
if
her other part
I'm-
is?
ASMR's sleep.
I am going to.
I mean, you're just asking though.
No, it's a good question. I'm gonna say for lore reasons of what I understand of the difference between elf and drow, at least for this house rule, no, she has to sleep. She is because she is a drow. She is denied being able to use that meditation.
Haha, denied.
And under Drow, it actually doesn't say they can.
Yes, it does.
Oh, really?
Trance. Elves don't need to sleep.
Yeah, it's
say
just
that?
like above game, the lore between elves and drow is that drow were basically kind of rightfully forsaken from their elven gods, so they can't really see their past lives. So I'm going with that logic of why drow just sleep. They don't actually like meditate like elves do because there's nothing for them to meditate on except darkness.
Besides being evil.
Let me go ahead and pull.
They don't meditate, they just cackle maniacally until their hit points come back.
It's like snore. It's just snore. It's like snoring, but you just hear. Awful.
Oh, I was on the wrong page. Okay.
Pull up.
Oh, it put me to the bestiary Drow. Never mind. That makes sense.
Here we go. 135. I'm pulling up the magic items list now, so we're gonna roll on that here and see how this looks.
What am I rolling again?
I'm rolling to see what you end up getting.
Okay.
Okay. Table 1.
While that's happening, I'm also going to hand, and I'm going to emphasize that I am letting him borrow these. I have 2 spell books that I lynched off of fucking Pagath that are written in Elven that I don't know if I can actually read. But they're spell books, specifically was what's written here. And I'm going to hand them to Grandolph so he can take a look at them.
To borrow.
Yeah, to borrow!
To borrow. Alright. That's interesting.
I received them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, after this game, I will look up some spells that you could... Because you are a wizard, yes, Grandolph?
The greatest wizard.
The greatest wizard. I'm gonna say, with the book, if you read it for a couple in-game days, those books will allow you to copy over 2 or 3 spells from the book. I will come up with what spells those will be later.
Okay. There are 2 books.
I'm gonna say he has to focus on one at a time if he wants to actually pull spells out.
Yeah, oh god.
I read the titles of the books and kind of pick appropriately, or are they just spell book?
Let's see. The first book is called. Let's see. You guys put me on a spot. I'm not a magic person, so I'm trying to think of like how to have fun with this.
That's okay. This is my first ever magic character as well.
I just figured I would be nice and share the knowledge.
Yeah.
That's okay. If I learn spells, I
You know
will
what?
share them with you because we can copy shares.
You know
spells.
what? To make this fun, I'm gonna say, Grandolph, you can get back to me on this. Each of the books is literally like, clearly in like, these 2 books are clearly not publications. They are very clearly like some of Pagif's own books. So in one book says the big book of, and you can tell me what 2 types of magic, like what genre of magic spells you want those books to be of.
Okay.
So you tell
That's
me
on both
like,
of them, right?
yeah, so one book has one class or one school of magic, one book has another school of magic.
All right.
And you can tell me what you want those 2 schools to be, we'll write those down, and then from then on, if you read those books, you are able to learn 1 spell that you can add to your own book after a very long period of reading.
Question with those also. Do they have to be like wizard spells? Can he only learn wizard spells?
For that, I'm going to say the books are full of just wizard spells because Pagavith himself was a wizard.
Yeah, but in general,
Yeah,
can you learn different types of spells that you generally couldn't through books?
If I'm not mistaken, in brief, please correct me if I'm wrong. Wizards can learn. Can they not learn other classes' spells as long as they can like copy, like basically copy and paste it?
That's a good question. I'm gonna look up
Yeah, I'll look that up in the player's
the
handbook,
wizard
too.
class because I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I know that most classes can't learn outside of their own spells unless like
Yeah.
they have something like a feat or something that lets you.
Yeah, wizards are just like the one gray area, I think. So I got them up here. Can you find a? It has to be a wizard spell.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
But some of the spells do overlap, depending. You know, some spells are more than just a wizard spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Sola unfortunately can't copy and use those because she doesn't have a spell book.
No, I was gonna fucking sell them.
I mean, you guys could lend it to your other spellcaster friend to look at too. I could at least copy down the rituals.
Do we
I have a book
another
of magic.
spellcaster friend?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about with this other spellcaster.
Yeah, do they
Savage.
have anyone else that casts spells? I haven't seen it happen.
Madness.
Ain't no love for warlocks. All right. Is there anything, Vorton? Do you want to be doing anything before we wrap up the night in your game?
Orton had a good mix of his drama and his fighting. He's just gonna sit and pray to Bahamut.
Bahamut, please let there be more tea to spill.
Yeah. Please bring me more tea to enjoy.
Meanwhile, Bahamut takes a hard look at the camera and it's just like, boy, why do you think I brought you back?
More, all the tea.
You guys spend the rest of the night having no major issues. For those of you who are sleeping, you do get the equivalent of a short rest. For those of you who aren't sleeping, you don't suffer exhaustion, but you will definitely need to sleep the next chance you get, or you will.
Okey-dokey.
And as the morning starts to creep into the noon, Blackstaff has still not returned.
We healed all up, right?
Everyone
This is
should
the
be
green
back to
flame?
health again.
Yep.
Thank God. I was rocking 3 health there.
And you said you'd get back to me with the book stuff, right?
Yeah, I will get back to you. Oh, actually, I rolled on the magic items. You just learned about the best prices where you can get like greater potions of healing, which generally you can find in the best prices apparently in Silvery Moon. That's what the table gave us, unfortunately.
That's
Someone
okay.
needs to go there.
I like healing potions. Not
Yeah.
that I need greater.
I mean, I would like healing potions, but the last time we went shopping, 2 people bought out all the healing potions.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do!
No! Disregard the fact that I drank one earlier.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Uncorks a healing potion, it sips.
That's exactly what I did with the food. I can't even blame them for the suspicion.
I don't even feel like it's intentional. It just kind of happens. Unless.
Unless.
So the sun starts creeping into the noon. Blackstaff has not returned. What do you guys do?
I think we should go save him.
Do we know where he went even?
Not as
No.
not.
Then how can we go save him?
We will use our expert tracking skills.
Well then. Oh my God.
Well, we can't stay here the night. We almost died.
I mean, we have a magic hut. So.
Yeah, but the door can easily be broken.
Where's the door?
Say what?
There's
Where's
a
the
couple
door?
openings.
Yeah, like the gate is kind of just like encompassing this, and then everything else around you is the hut.
I'm just going to get up and, like, where did he leave from? Like, right down here?
Yeah, he left from here.
I'm going to have Tempest sniff to see if maybe she can find a scent.
Go
She
ahead
has
and-
keen smell, so it has advantage on perception checks that rely on smell.
Because of the nature of Blackstaff, you would normally get a disadvantage, so just make a straight nature roll.
I'll do it. Well, she has perception.
Oh, well, yeah, perception for the
I
sniff, yeah.
don't have nature. I just have intelligence.
Yeah, for like the smell, I'll allow it to be perception.
Oh, okay. He'll allow perception. She's got a much better. Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, natural 20!
Wow.
I think she sort of like sniffs and like sneezes and like shakes her face, but yeah, she looks up to you and in the way a familiar can, tells you that she has the scent.
Okay. And I'm gonna like, okay, can we break these bars, please?
Okay. I'll stroll up to the bars and break them in the most
What is
like dramatic
your
way I possibly can.
what is your strength modifier at?
5.
Yeah, you can without having to roll anything. How do you just like go up and WWE kick the door down?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Like, we must go.
My people need me.
He sprouts dragon wings and flies in the air.
I wish.
Okay. Back down onto the Faerun map, you guys begin to go further into the woods. I will say, everyone as a group make a nature check.
Wow.
Orton's
Okay.
not very good in nature.
Okay.
I do lots of camping for research.
Turns out Bliss is used to being outside. Who would have
So
thought?
is the nerd
Who'da thunk
wizard.
it?
Okay, I don't know what I was supposed to do because my net like dropped for like a couple seconds.
Nature check. But to be honest, between Bliss and Grandolph, you guys are able to make your way.
Do it just for shits.
I've got
You get another
just for
20.
Shits and giggles. That's
just a 13.
You're in the
13's
middle.
Not bad.
You're better than me.
Grandolph, you guys begin to like walk deeper into the Tether Forest, and Grandolph, there's just something about the way this forest is. It's almost like when you want to go somewhere, it's like the forest just like opens a path for you. You just see where you're supposed to be going. And Bliss, not nearly as open, but every time you're about to say something, because you sort of like get the idea of that there are paths just very lightly marked, Grandolph interrupts you and just starts walking.
Bliss just like death glares him and just follows, glaring a hole in the back of his head.
Good thing I'm great at ignoring people.
You guys continue walking through the forest for the better part of the day, and as evening once again starts to begin to set, you guys get through the afternoon, you find a clearing. And as you walk past this clearing, you start to see stonework, very purposefully shaped and carved, but there's been a lot of overgrowth and the forest sort of retaking this area. You start to climb up the stairs and continue to climb as you become you're going in a less of a forward motion and more upward, up these structures, seeing all these different buildings. And I want everyone to make an investigation check.
I also want to note that I'm flying for this. I'm not fucking walking these steps.
I also want to
Flight
note
privilege.
that my cat can see anything that is invisible within 60 feet of her,
Good call.
because that's good. Investigation. Yep.
Ooh.
I'm watching my cat, man. I'm worried more about the
Yeah.
cat than anything else.
Bliss, you definitely you can't tell so much like how old these stone structures are, but you 100% see a couple of different small etchings and carvings of thieves' cant in different sections of these walls, sort of like all telling you to go into certain directions. Do you follow them?
I pointed out to Candor. And I go, what do you think of that?
The Thieves' Cant writings very specifically tell you, like, sort of third building down from the right, or depending on where you are, you see another one that reads second building down to the north. And you guys definitely both are able to pick up on, these are instructions on how to get to, like, sort of a secret passageway of these constructions.
And I just like
And
look
being
at this and I'm
called
like, we should probably follow them.
My thoughts exactly.
Glad I was here to verify that for you.
Bliss just shrugs and goes, well, you are the brains of the operation.
Mm-hmm. You're right, I am.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
What were you saying?
We're gonna follow the directions.
Yes.
Right. Meanwhile, Vorton and Grandolph, you guys see the different shapes of the buildings. Some of them have these more elegant connections to nature, like some of the buildings are a little bit more built to help support and work around some of the forests, while some of the other ones have these very specific sort of rigid looking buildings like scales. Very clearly supposed to be sort of like a representation of like Dragonborn being an influence of this area.
You might have to repeat that for Vorton because he was AFK.
Oh, okay. Is he back or?
Yeah, he's back right now.
I'm back, sorry.
All right, no worries. Vorton, as you look at the buildings, some of them look like they have like a similar shape in like, which is sort of like this cubed hut sort of little housing of buildings, but they have like these very specific kind of details to them that make them look like Dragonborn scales.
Ooh. My interest is piqued.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go closer and investigate them?
You can. I'm gonna say, are people wanting to pay attention to each other or split off and investigate? Because you can do that.
I'm gonna go around and scout out the area, just in general.
All right.
From flying, I'm gonna stay quite high up.
Yeah. All right. What does everyone else want to do?
I'm assuming they're looting.
I'm going to
I
investigate
think we're
closest.
gonna go look at those secret passages.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll start with Candor and Bliss then. You guys find some of the different secret doors. You're not the instructions are a little misguided. They say something about making a certain pattern with your fingers on the wall, but nothing does anything when you try and do that. However, you are able to effectively slip through some of the more opened up stones, or just move a stone and drop into the underground systems. As you
Cool.
walk the areas, you get the idea that these are not a sewer system. It's more of like a combination of like a storage area or a trading post under the city, and certain parts of the city, certain parts of these pathways either all seem to lead into one direction, or continue to go south where you guys just came from, like to escape this entire area. And as you continue walking more towards where all the paths converge, you sort of go deeper in, like easily another like 20 feet. And what you see ahead of you is just this open underground town. You see the remnants of what used to be this center shopping plaza of God knows how long ago.
Cool.
Above ground, we cut back to Grandolph and Vorton. As you guys continue to check the buildings, most of these buildings, they don't actually look like just like simple living areas. Grandolph, you're able to very clearly find a couple buildings that were clearly researching or doing some kind of test with magic, as there are glyphs of protection and magic control all over certain walls. Vorton, you find that there are plenty of signs of sort of dragonborn weaponry and different sort of like writings of like different combinations of strategies or orders given from one to another. You specifically also find some writings in Orcish.
Orcish. Is Grandolph near me, or is he elsewhere?
I want to say you guys are within a vicinity where you could yell for one another.
I'm like, Grandolph, do you know Orcish?
Can I also like be detecting magic kind of as I'm walking through here?
Yeah, go for it. I'll say that you can do that for your ritual.
And no, I
cast.
don't.
God, if only you had me, because I can read anything.
Oh, and what'd you say about the?
You can 100% use your detect magic, and I'm gonna say it's odd, Grandolph. You don't particularly see magic. It's more like everything is like that wavy view of a mirage, where everything seems like wet and wavy and not really there.
Okay.
And this entire area seems to have that.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go over to Vorton.
You said that there's dragonborn weapons?
Yep, there's like dragonborn stylings. It's like swords and shields and spears, but you can definitely tell that like the different like way the blades are hooked or the way that the material is sort of fastened. It's very dragonborn culture of less flashy, more productive.
I see. Would they be better than the one I have now?
No, these are like ancient-looking weapons. Your sword is most definitely better than most of them.
They might be worth money.
That was gonna be my other thing.
Uh-huh.
Is there like a long sword or two-handed swords or stuff?
I'll say yeah, you can like find like whatever, like you can carry with you without encumbering yourself like 1 to 2 weapons.
There's no magical weapons in here.
No
And I
magical
noticed
weapons.
with detect magic. Damn it.
I'm just gonna grab like a single like ancient longsword and take off my head and just put it in the bag of holding. Yep.
And then we'll.
What is encumberment?
Yeah, exactly.
Do I like notice any like writing since I
Oh
know
fuck! I
Draconic?
totally forgot with the bag of holding. Yeah, you technically don't have like a weight limit. You can just eat all.
Just
the
stuff them all in
swords.
Yep.
We're gonna have a thing in there for every occasion.
That's the point.
Yep, that's the best part about a bag of holding. It's great. Cutting over to Sola, as you continue to sort of fly forward, you fly for maybe like another 10 to 15 minutes, and then the entire rest of this ancient city just opens up to you. It is something to marvel at if it didn't have this presence of just uncomfort. Like the rest of the buildings that you guys were chasing by or going by, a lot of these stone buildings have different cultural influences, whether it be elf, human, halfling, gnome, just different aspects of other people's cultures mixed into how some of these buildings and living areas are. But the thing that puts you off the most is just how many pieces of equipment and weapons are just laying on the floor. And I would say that this is about the size of a town, is what you guys are very much seeing. Like, very large, can hold a good couple thousand people, but definitely not city levels.
Are there
Easy end.
any like remains or anything?
Oddly enough,
people?
you don't see any bodies or skeletons or signs of people. The only signs that people were there is just the equipment that you see.
So you mean underground? It's like an actual like town.
Yep, underground and above ground, it's like a town.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, he's just like, this is definitely the black market. It's like underground business.
And,
Are-
oh god. You made the joke. Sola, I want you to go ahead and roll a perception check.
Nice.
Alright, unfortunately not. That's fine. We'll cut back, I think, to Candor and Bliss. Are you guys just gonna have your... Are you guys, like, doing anything else while you're down there, or just talking?
I mean,
Bitch fighting again.
Is there anything to like loot or?
Oh my god.
Kind of like what with Vorton, there's a lot of, like, ancient sort of, like, artistry and some of the weapons and the equipment. There's maybe a couple of, like, ancient-looking vases you may be able to get some money for, but nothing that you can, like, confidently say is worth money.
are there any books down here?
None that have stood the test of time.
Okay. I think we would probably just do a general look and then maybe go back.
Yeah.
I don't want to be separated for too long.
Yeah. If there's nothing of interest, there's no point in sticking around.
Okay. You guys head back up topside, and I think you sort of see Grandolph and Vorton a little bit ways ahead and catch up with them.
I turn to them like, do either of you speak Orcish?
Do I look like an orc to you?
I don't.
You could
Don't
do
answer
it.
that.
Yes, you do.
I don't speak Orcish, but what? Why?
I found some paper or orders. You said
Yeah, like just some barracks orders.
barracks orders written in Orcish.
I just like hold out my hand. It's like I can read it.
I grab Candor's hand and take them to the place I found them at.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Bliss just kind of shouts after him like, "Aw, you're holding hands!"
I just flip her off with my free hand as I'm going.
Like I didn't think to grab them because.
Would you say that you flip her off with your free bird?
Yes.
You read the orders, and it's kind of like a jumbled mess of just different locations, different commands, different names. The most that you can make out of the orders is that something was going down that was having everyone in a panic.
Like arms flailing in the air panic?
More like arms grabbing weapons, blades, and fighting something.
Okay.
Is there like, I don't pick up anything specific about what's causing it though.
No, you do not. It's more like just like a quick note to like get to someone to tell them to ready arms.
Okay. I will relay that. It seems that they were in a rush. Something was happening. Seems like a fight was going to happen, possibly.
I wonder who they were fighting against.
I mean, if I wish that it would have told me. So now I'm curious.
Me too. Me too. Well, thank you very much.
Yep.
Cut back over to Sola as you, after flying around a bit and sort of like continuing to see not a lot, you see a very familiar black figure in sort of like the center, like the north centermost part of this town.
Okay, I'm going to get somewhat close to him and then cast message.
Okay.
And just basically say that we waited for a while, but we followed you.
You hear in your head back in a very clear voice. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting.
In a voice.
In a voice.
Huh. I'm going to stop mid-flight and inspect him. Can I do that? Can I check to see?
You can roll an insight to like maybe get an idea of like what is going on. The voice and especially sort of like the deepness of it definitely like it takes you aback, but you definitely hear this defeat in their voice.
I will message him back and say, what took so long? Was there an issue?
I just can't comprehend what happened. And you notice in front of him is sort of like this very intricate, sort of like almost stage-like set of stands. And in the further, like sort of like a couple feet away from where he's standing are these different little divots where these circular holes are. And each of those holes sort of like are standing in front of this very large sort of like interesting little arches. And there are 5 of them.
Okay. I will approach him, I guess. Instead of standing there flying. I won't get too close, but I'll kind of just take a look and see if there's anything strange about like the arches or the divots or anything like that.
Roll an investigation. You can definitely tell, even though you've only messed with the Ronjor that you guys stole from Pagif, you 100% can tell that this is like a perfect fit for it. And you hear, not in a message, but in a similar sort of like voice that you were hearing coming from Blackstaff as he says, I can't comprehend how long I was gone for. How much they took. How did everything just fall apart like this? And he looks at his hands and he like sort of slowly clenches them. What the hell did I turn into?
There doesn't seem to be anything strange about him or anything like that?
No more than usual, except the fact that he's talking.
He's having an existential crisis.
What happened to you? You're suddenly speaking. What happened?
I'm starting to remember. It's coming in pieces. It's like the most important things are what comes first. And I think at this point, the rest of you sort of start to like pop up on the horizon as you start like walking back downward from this this stairway top and start kind of walking more into like the town-sized area of this building as you continue to talk with him, Sola.
Should we be bringing that item here? And I'm going to kind of gesture towards the general direction of my companions.
They need to be here. But I don't know if they can trust leaving them here.
I kind of will take a look around at just the surroundings, and I'm just gonna say, I don't think there's anybody here anymore. and I'm just kind of pat him, I can't quite reach his shoulder, but just like pat his arm a little bit. And I'm just gonna say, when was the last time you remember being here?
He looks at you as you touch his arm, and then he looks over at the platforms for the Rangers, and there's this brief moment of silence before he finally speaks. When the Men of Iron attacked.
Men of Iron.
They were like machines. Not warforged, genuine machines. In the shape of people. Came from nowhere. And he kind of looks over and points off to like a separate like building that's sort of like a little bit in the distance. That's where I was gunned down. So why am I here now?
I'm going to start walking over to that building, and I'm gonna kind of just gently tug him along with me, just very gently.
Okay.
Um,
And I'll say like everyone else can catch up by this point if they want.
Sounds good.
Okay.
You guys enter the building, and similar to what Grandolph was finding, it is very clearly sort of like a magical research kind of building. But this one is specifically dealing with a lot of like trinkets and different like machines mixing with different things.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to Blackstaff and ask him, I know it probably hurts, but where specifically were you?
He kind of walks around the room as if he's like tracing his steps. And as he begins to walk, some of the black ichor that makes up his form begins to shrink. He put the staff that he left behind. He left the staff behind, so he doesn't have that. But the skull sort of just falls to the ground. And as he continues to sort of like walk this path around this room, this more humanoid looking creature, still fairly tall, like in that like 7-8 foot size, is now there. It looks far less bestial and actually seems to like have some kind of like shadowy makeup as it finally comes back to the front entrance to the door, and with one arm kind of like leaned up against sort of where the ceiling and the wall meets at the door frame, he kind of pokes his head out and he just says, "Here. I was standing right here when I saw them take them."
Okay, is there any like a pile of equipment or anything at where he's standing currently?
There is not. But everyone can roll an investigation if they want.
Oh my god.
Grandolph the Great, for real.
Yeah.
You guys don't see anything where he's standing, but Grandolph, because of like the dust accumulation and everything there, you very quickly deduce that any equipment that was there was probably stripped and taken.
Okay. Cool, and I'll kind of like point out like how it looks like there used to be equipment here, but it's clearly taken.
Is there any like, were these Men of Iron magical? Were they golems essentially?
No, not golems. When one of of the soldiers attacked. A spear broke through the metal mask. It bled, not oil, but blood.
Where was that? Do you remember where that happened?
He's sort of just like an emotions. He's kind of getting a little bit more lively, a little bit more real, and he as his tones kind of sounds like everywhere. It was happening everywhere. There's no part where there wasn't massacre going on. He starts to walk out of the room.
I'm just gonna kind of trail him, and I'm just gonna say, well, if we can find any remnants of what attacked us here, we might, or what attacked you here, specifically, we might be able to learn a little bit more about them.
And then he starts to just like immediately tries to just cuts you off. We don't have time to worry about trying to figure out who these people are. Get the Rangers out of here immediately. We can't let them. And all of a sudden he just gets flown back and just becomes like a pile of just goop on the floor.
You killed him.
That's unfortunate.
He turns into a pile of goop.
Turns back to goop.
Is there anything that caused that, or just emotional stress?
There is nothing that caused that. You can roll another insight check if you want.
I'm gonna just like run past him outside.
Nope.
Just, like, I'm over here just like, okay, he said to take him, and I'm just like grabbing these orbs. I'm just like, okay.
There are no orbs.
Hey, you never know. There could have been one in there.
I don't object shit.
Sola, you actually think for a good minute like something just attacked him.
Okay, I guess I'll go over to the pile of goop. How goopy is he?
Not too goopy for very long. It's like his form kind of came back, and he looks dazed, looking at something, pushes himself up to go back into the room, and he looks like he's just grabbing at air, and he's carrying some things, and he leans up against the door frame again, and when he kind of like limps up and looks up, he just stops. His arm kind of drops, and the form that was so undescribable, like just sort of like a massless, designless form, starts to take more of a shape as he sort of like rolls his neck and his shoulders, and you see a Goliath male standing in front of you, still sort of like looking like he's just covered in shadow and darkness, but the form is just more solid now.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah.
I just look at Soul and I'm like, that's a horrible thing to say about somebody coming back to realize that everybody's gone. God. Insensitive?
I'm just gonna turn and flip you off.
I'll just flip you off in return, like, oh, I can do that too.
We're all such good friends.
How... What year did you say it was again?
The year 2025.
It's
Yes.
sometime
It's
in
1530.
yeah.
Yep.
Forgotten Reckoning.
Before... Okay, yeah, you say Forgotten Reckoning?
Yeah.
Forgotten Reckoning. So it worked. The second spell plague, the land's sickness, you all survived it. People survived. Then what happened to the rest of the Rangers? And he like immediately starts like walking over to like look at the now empty divots.
I'm just like over there looking, and I'm just like, well, considering we met a wizard with one, they were probably stolen.
How many of them were there again? I'm going to kind of... There were 5?
Yep.
As in, they only had 5?
Yep.
I thought ours counted for the 10th.
Yep.
Hold up, that might be a mishap on my notes.
Okay. So
You
ours
t-
counts for the 6th?
Tell me what you guys have, because my notes might be off.
I have... it literally just says more than 1 and ours counts for the 10th.
No, yeah, so no, actually, yeah, I do have that. Yep, so they have 5 spots. Yours counts as the 10th. That is correct.
I mean, they obviously made more of them. Or something.
I have a lot I need to explain to you all. But first, I need... He kind of pauses. I think the better question is, do you want to get involved in this? Because you have no need to have to.
I have a feeling we're already pretty deeply involved, considering we've definitely been spotted by groups of people.
I mean, not to mention that we're supposed to be dead.
I'm dead.
Yes.
We're not talking about you.
Yes, you are.
What does history say of the second spell plague? How it ended?
Would we know that?
You would. It says nothing. No one knows for certain how the second spell plague was stopped.
History says that no one knows.
It's a mystery.
And he walks over to you, Kandor, and he kind of like puts his hand open. If you wouldn't mind handing me that sphere of yours.
I'm just like holding it, and I just squint really hard at him. I slowly hand it to him.
He takes the Ranger and walks over and places it in one of the divots, and immediately, the stonework around this seems to come to life and kind of wrapping around and covering the Ranger. You definitely hear the grinding of stone as it begins to spin and spark inside. And one of the archways has this very sort of like wavy, similar to what you were seeing before, Grandolph, the sort of mirage sort of like imagery in between one of the arches. And you hear the grinding of stone around you as some of the buildings either start to light up or sort of like heal themselves. Like the broken up things of stone begin to just float and reform.
So it's a magical town.
Fancy.
Interesting. Magic.
It's not just a magical town. It's the home base of the Far-Flung. The group that stopped the second spell plague. And apparently paid a price we'd never expected to do so. And that is where we're going to end the session tonight.
Okay.
And I'm going to write immensely deep notes because I don't know how I lost the fact that I told you 10. Because yes, that is accurate, but it's not here in my notes anymore again.
Oh, goodness.
I think I very much feel like I'll type something and I won't save it correctly, and then it'll just be like, whoops, this is gone forever.
Sadness.
Rip.
Alright. As usual, guys, thanks for playing. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. If you guys want, we can take a break next week, since, like I said, combat and storytelling definitely went faster than I thought they would tonight. But I am okay to continue, since this still gives me plenty of time to work on new stuff. So we'll just see how everyone feels for next week.
Okay.
All right. I will
sounds good.
Yeah. End of the game. Hooray. I got to get going because I got to go take care of stuff that Graham was hollering at me for. So I'll catch you guys later.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
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 I have to pee.